All right. Um, Slowly but surely, we getting some things fixed, but we still are unable to go live on the radio show. I am still trying to get that fixed this week, family. So shout outs to everybody here. As long as the audio is all right and we sound good, we should be Gucci. You know. All right. Shout outs to everybody here, man. It's Player Talk Radio. Again, am your gracious host, DJ Cuda, right back at the helm of today's show. Um, the longer this persists and they're stopping me from going live on this channel, uh, I have to funnel you guys over to it's going to take a little bit of time to rebuild again and get us going, but that's okay. Is rocking with the content and supporting the content. I'm willing to put in the work. You know. Hold on. So let me know if you guys can hear me. You guys should be able to hear me. Um, I don't even know where I want to. This guy, we're gonna go in. We're gonna actually break down a couple of his stuff because he been going Tariq Nasheed and O'Shea and everybody. So let's check this out. Let's get into this. Let's just start the show. I may have to on future shows just go get my mixer and just run the radio show from there. But we'll see. Don't trip. All right, let's go.
Have my mic. I still don't. I'm still on a run with my family stuff. Wanted to do this video real quick.
All right, and now shit is acting crazy. Just wait till I go live.
Tried to quote real quick. First, I would like to ask you, make sure you like this video, share this video, comment on this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, donate to me if you can, follow me on all my social media sites. It's really just Twitter because Instagram suspended me again. But anyway, we're going to get into this.
His results. Now, this is the bottom line. Everybody got their opinion, so now this is my opinion. There's no black culture. Like hip-hop is not black culture. Hip-hop is Bronx culture. All the shit that made hip-hop, the building block of hip-hop, it was formed in the Bronx. That's being politically correct. And then what he does, he says it's not black culture, it's Bronx culture, and then start naming a bunch of black people who created it. Yeah? Then starts naming a bunch of black people. The first guy drew the scratch.
He was agreement. He retracted his Christ. Hold on, y'all. Halfway. Hold on. Halfway through him agreeing, he changed his mad that on what he said and immediately started a lot of people are mad. They're saying that, Fat Joe got booed off stage. Well, I've seen one of the videos that they said that Fat Joe got booed off stage, but it was brought to my attention that the video wasn't real, that it's AI technology. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. A lot of y'all gonna get tired of this AI BS real quick. This AI BS gets tiring real quick. You know, it's good for some things, but we know what the world is gonna use it for. All right, and we got more than 9 people in here. We can get the likes up. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. I'm about to give y'all some good game as I always do. So definitely be heavy handed on the support and support this game. Now I told you guys about AI technology. You know, you had a lot of brothers saying that, oh, well, AI is going to take over and blah blah blah. And I said, no, it's not. Not really. You know, we'll get tired of it before it takes over. You know, I mean, AI honestly is for the newer generation. You know, millennials and up. You know, they'll be okay with it because they kind of grew up with it. Um, and I don't know, maybe we might assimilate to it too later on, but for now, I don't know. But I've been telling you guys for years that just even with food and just some of the stuff that we do as human beings going forward in the future, you know, they're gonna try to get us not familiar but comfortable with the idea of copying, the idea of cloning, you know, the idea of artificial things. Look how much GMO fruits are out here. Look how much GMO foods are out here. Not even just fruits, you know. In the future, and we should have been checking for this, you know, on some biblical Adam and Eve type shit. You know, that's an inside joke. Uh, don't be surprised when you see people don't have a belly button. You know, meaning that they weren't birthed. You know, meaning that you know, that a lot of people were cloned. When it comes down to it again, our food industry. You know, don't be surprised when you find out that cows aren't producing cows for milk and all kinds of shit at a rapid pace. So some of the animals and stuff that y'all like to eat and fruits and stuff that y'all like to eat, don't be surprised uh if it's you know GMO, genetically modified. All right. So let's get it. What's going on, bros? Flat Power God. Good to see you, player. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in. Let's go.
Black, and he's foundation Black America. It's a Bronx cat, right? Black foundation. He's Black America. Born and raised in the Bronx, marching the hospital. The Bronx culture is hip.
Wait, I want to stop right there. As you heard, Ellie Mel said that it's not black culture, it's Bronx culture. Tariq is like, oh, he's saying the same thing. He's just being politically correct by saying it's Bronx culture, but he just named a bunch of black people. I thought that people like DJ Kool Herc and Grandmaster Flash didn't count because I thought
Supposed to be drinking their milk, and then also, you know, cows got like what 6, 7 stomachs and shit. You know, so we don't process it the same way. And then on top of that too, we don't even use our appendix. You know, so you know, I hate to say it, but we're not the you know we're not epitome. We're not the epitome of human beings. We don't even use our appendix.
only true black people in America. So now
And that's crazy that we mismanaging our bodies as quote unquote healthy human beings at this stage in technology and life and stuff like that. That means that we might have a higher capacity for consumption.
it's real issue here is Puerto Ricans trying to claim our black culture.
Yeah, I like hemp and
You
almond
see how
milk.
he playing on people's mind? 1 minute we disaggregating different people, West Indians, Africans, they not our people. Now they are people, and the real issue is just Puerto Ricans. Like, come on, Tariq. You just back and forth, and people in the comment section, in the chat room, just letting that shit ride. They ain't saying we ain't FBA. Why he naming them? And I thought you said that Herc and all of them didn't actually invent anything. Well, we're gonna keep going.
Pop culture. Okay, notice. Okay, for the Puerto Ricans were celebrating. He didn't Puerto Ricans. All right. He didn't name any Puerto Ricans. So what he's doing, he's just being very politically correct. He's trying to say it was black without saying it was black. You see? by saying it was the Bronx.
Okay, Tariq. He didn't name any quote unquote Puerto Ricans, but I'll name one for you. Here we go. DJ Disco Wiz. Who invented what? Let's look at this. The mix plate. He created the mix plate in 77. Can't be a DJ if you can't mix plate. You're not a hip hop DJ anyway. And here's a picture of him. Shout out to DJ Disco Wiz. Let's keep going.
You see? And what that does, unfortunately, you're leaving a latch open on the back door. Because Mel knows it was all black. Mel, and he said this in microphone check. He's already said this. And he's saying it now. He's saying it now. That's why it's the Bronx thing. It didn't point it to a bunch of black people. So you're saying it now. But what you do when you say, well, it was a Bronx thing, what you do, you leave the back door open. You leave the latch off the back. When people coming in, staking claim to the furniture and the goods and all of the valuables, you can kind of turn a blind eye, keep your hand clean. You keep your hands clean because you didn't say that it was Latinos and blacks. You just said it was the Bronx. But you're still complicit in leaving the back door open for them to come in with the lies, and that's been the problem. That's been the problem, ladies and gentlemen. I saw Cardi B say something about, the Bronx created hip-hop, something. She was saying some bullshit like that. That whole, it was the Bronx thing, what's the Bronx?
Now, see, when we're talking about hip-hop, though, on the East Coast, like I said, you have a lot of purists. Shout outs to my New Yorkers. A lot of my New Yorkers, they're going to be purists. You know, be purists. And honestly, they would know. You know. Now, for some reason, Cali got a whole Cali, vendetta against hip hop, especially purist hip hop from New York. You know what I'm? So some of these people, they're gonna, not Tariq or whatever, but some of these people, they're gonna go out of their way to be ignorant about the origins of hip hop and stuff like that. But aside from that, you got a lot of people taking it. Now, I wouldn't say to the extremes, but you got a lot of people that don't know their history. They claim FBA. They don't know anything or care about being Aboriginal or Black American. They really don't care. And then on top of that, they deny that there were actual other foundational Black Americans here before chattel slavery. And that's something that Black people are going to have to learn how to intellectualize. We can't just keep running to the slavery piece every time some shit happens. We got to start going into details. Hey, during slavery, y'all had these farms, and this is what was going on, which led to a lot of mental anguish, or a Jezebel spirit in this particular family that transcended on down to where y'all got to stop with that vague slavery talk and start getting specific. Problem with that is most people don't do their history. So, like I said, when y'all encounter a lot of these fake FBA people on the internet, because there's nothing wrong with the real ones, question them. Don't even argue with them, because you don't even know if you're talking to a real one. These people don't do their fucking history. You can say you something, and that don't mean you that thing that you said you were.
Created hip hop.
They start saying they created breakdancing and all kinds of shit, and it's like that. Capoeira predates breakdancing, and that comes from people from Angola.
From New York, but we're gonna continue. He didn't say he was from the Bronx. Well,
what's going on, Nanashi? I didn't even get to check the chat, man. Y'all hit the like on the way in. Support the show. Let's get the likes up. What's going on, Degenerate? You said, what up, Cuda? You said, man, this is in Black YouTube hustle. Yeah, man. Shout outs to the Nashi in the building. Good to see you. Happy New Year. You said I have said this term in Black America has likely four ethnicities. One, those who are here already, right? Those are the real. Uh, two, the Caribbean slash African diaspora, which a lot of foundational Black people try to write out. They want the spirit that a lot of those Caribbean and Haitians and you know, and you said three, the mulatto, mixed and domesticated slaves. You also had freemen. You also had here. There was Black Americans here that were actually free. I just don't talk about it much because a lot of these people will steal that and then act like they know what the hell I'm talking about when they really don't. You had a lot of free Black Americans in the United States. You know, and somebody could say, the quadro, but like your skin color didn't necessarily, if you were mulatto or tragic mulatto or whatever, your skin make make you free. You know, all four of these groups get designated as black in America and create doesn't account for that. Right, right. And you know what will get mad? You know what will get these people mad at you? If you tell them to go to South America, you'll find more slave artifacts in South America. They South America don't know black history and the majority of y'all history is in South America. The majority of y'all history is in South America. The majority of y'all ancestors in slave huts and stuff that's actually put together and stuff is in South America, you know. So it's wrong for a lot of people to take up this whole, you know, for a check, which a lot of them are doing, you know. A lot of them don't call granny. A lot of them don't even know their ancestors that fought for their freedom. So it's wrong to be that should be wrong by their standards. Whatever.
Asian dude talking about even creating some damn hip hop. No, no, no. The Bronx is bricks, buildings, and asphalt.
Right, Nanashi. That's what I'm saying. You dig? Shout out to my brother Nanashi in DC. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. Hit the Cash App. The show back. YouTube is putting us through a lot of hell, but we're going to. I definitely want to bring you guys a better show, but definitely the support. Please be heavy handed on the support and show the show some love. Hit the like button. You said, yeah, about the freedmen communities. I just learned that the DMV had quite a lot of antebellum era freedmen communities. Gum Springs, Fairfax County comes to mind. Yeah, in the DMV area, we did have a lot of freed, uh, you know, African Americans or blacks. DC because C in Maryland and Virginia, because a lot of ignorant Americans don't know, is and technically the South. Okay, where I'm from in the DMV area, we are technically the South, but you have a lot of ignorant, Americans that don't know that. They don't know that. And DC, Maryland, and Virginia is super racist. Super racist. All right. It's like the north of the damn south. You dig? So the politics that was going on in D.C. is crazy. They just couldn't. That's why Maryland they were turning up, in Virginia they were turning up because they couldn't really stand on the racism like they wanted to in DC because there was a lot of other races and ethnicities there. They had to show out for the other races and ethnicities. They had to show out for the tethers. If I'm in the terminology, not even FBA terminology. That's Tariq Nasheed terminology. It gave America a bad look if you up here hosing down people that are for the next people that they would want to become potential Americans. So stuff like that. They don't understand what we were going through. The black people there had to be the face and go on in America. He said, "Fam, the Freedmen's Bank is still in D.C. and the same Freedmen's Bank was around in the 1800s. Yeah, yeah, yeah. D.C. In the last couple of years, they after COVID and a little bit before COVID, they kind of dropped the ball on the Afrocentricity. But if you go out for a night in DC with the right people like myself, like Nanashi and a lot of other cats that know what the hell I'm talking about, you'll find the Afrocentric side of those brothers and sisters was getting it in. You dig? All right. Hold on. Hold on. Let me do this. All right. Here we go. The reason y'all hit the like button, hit the Cash App, y'all. Hit the PayPal. Hit the Cash App. Hit the PayPal. I'm gonna drop some good game on you as always, and we're gonna do a double hitter show. So I definitely need you guys' support on today's show. Okay, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal. The reason why they followed a lot of the black people and the Negroes that were giving mulattoes and octoroons and quadroons their freedom papers, and all kinds of different things was because they were taking the lead from the education from the black man's education that was going on at the time. So a lot of people don't know that a lot of white people and white forefathers own HBCUs. This is why DC and the DMV area is so big on HBCUs and like certain schools and stuff and academics that we have going on in the DMV area. So the HBCUs, they are still owned by the white forefathers. The reason why HBCUs are big and they're funded, especially by a bunch of white people, was because HBCUs were made for the descendants of slavery that were colonized, that were mixed in with the slave master, with white people. The white man had a tinkering. He had a taste for black vagina. And he couldn't keep his Johnson out of black vagina. You know, and some of the stuff that was going on in slavery back in the day carries on till today. So, like I said, and we were talking about it when we were talking about the manosphere, and I gave y'all the game. Y'all don't see how everything I tell y'all clicks together. I gave y'all the game about one manosphere has a superiority complex, one manosphere has an inferiority complex. Guess which one has which? The manosphere was created by black men because we have an inferiority complex, whereas white men had a superiority complex. And the thing that happened was that you had a lot of white men, and even to this day, that sleep with black women, and it makes them the man in their community. Whereas if white women were to do it, it will make them lose points in their community. But back in the day, in white society, you had slaves and you had white society. Slaves were considered 9/10 of a human. So they weren't considered human when everybody knew that they were human. All right? When it came to the West. And you will have slave masters and you will have slave masters' children that will have offsprings that will have offspring with black women and not have that same offspring, or not have children with white women before they perish. So when this slave master or this white man that has a child with a black woman dies, his legacy is half black and half white. That's just the reality of the situation. His legacy has to go to his will, or if he was prominent, or prestigious, man in his community that end up losing his life, just so happens to have a baby or an offspring with a sister. So a lot of times they try in their best interest not to transfer his resources to a black family in general, but the resources got transferred to his child or his existing child. Okay? So that's where HBCUs come from, is to make sure that his offspring still could get an education and have somewhat of a chance in life. Well, you said, yeah, but Maryland relates to the north more like Baltimore. No, Maryland actually relates more to the south. Baltimore recently, within the last 20 years, started being related to the north because a lot of people from New York and New Jersey do business with people in Baltimore in a lot of cases than DC, more so than DC. You know, and if you want to do your research on that, you can go look up the Outpost story and all them other cats. They have more of a relationship with they have a better relationship with Baltimore than they do with with DC, because the DMV area is a little bit more tricky. All right, Maryland is absolutely the South. He said, "Why did you change, Andre? And is this Tether Talk Radio?" Yeah, I came up with the term. All right, shout outs to nameless protagonists in the building too. You said we ain't the South no more, Cuda. I'll keep denying that. That's because you are in the more cities in Maryland and stuff like that. Maryland is considered South. You you probably in Gaithersburg or somewhere and shit like that. And obviously y'all gonna not claim the South, but any real Marylander knows Maryland is the South. I know Montgomery County and certain parts of PG don't want to claim it, but Maryland is absolutely the South. Maryland, do your history on Maryland. It's the old line state. Maryland is definitely the South, one of the oldest states in America. All right. He said, I stand on what Malcolm and Dr. Henrik Clark said. Anything south of South Carolina is the South. Nah, Maryland is the South. Trust me. It's just not the South in the way a lot of people think it is, but it actually is when you go out to the boonies or the sticks. You know, let's get at least two supporters on the show. Models were designed to be the buffer class, and there was this idea of civilized so-called blacks being preferred on having mixed blood as acceptable means to engage in society. Yeah, the illusion of inclusion. Yeah, HBCU was a school for mixed children, but preferably the mulattoes or the octoroons and quadroons or the offsprings of slave masters that had babies with slaves before in Paris before they had their own biological children, white children. So I mean, the shit is kind of barbaric how it goes. Yep, WEB the voice. Even Abraham Lincoln was said to be mixed. You know, highlight my previous comment of the intercontinental slave trade. You said, yes, I called it domestic slave trade that kicked off when the international slave trade was silenced by Thomas Jefferson, but then kicked off a local one. I like this term, intracontinental, though. Shout out to Aqua Dragon in the building. He said, I'll argue not just Baltimore, but Central Maryland and the DMV region of Maryland and Northern Virginia relate more to the North, at least in the 21st century. Yeah. Yeah. He said, let me give you a good one for mulattoes. This book is a bit hard to find. Look this up, Andre. The Mulatto in the United States by Edward Byron Reuter. Okay. Yep. Yep. But yeah, I mean, you go to Maryland, where I'm from. Go around like in PG. Go to Riverdale. Go to Riverdale Mansion. Go do a tour at Riverdale Mansion, and then come back and let me know if Maryland wasn't the South or not. Go look at those trees out there they used to hang niggas from. The strange fruit hanging from them trees. There was a rivalry between New York and DC niggas. That's why they start fucking with Baltimore niggas more. You dig? He said, Cuda, it was a result. Cuda, it was a result. Result was the North and the South. Even when the West Coast was just a handful of states and Midwest was an in betweener, they have the Southern accent too. Yeah, Maryland, the DMV area. The reason why it's different and a lot of people don't consider it the South because they don't do their history. Um, they had to clean up their act first because they're right outside of DC. So when Abraham Lincoln, quote unquote, freed the slaves, which he really didn't, he really wanted the slaves to go back to their country. But when Abraham Lincoln, quote unquote, freed the slaves, you know, um, you know, in the tri-state area, a lot of states had to hurry up and behave or get with the program quickly. You know, get with the program quickly because they'll become examples. But there's places in the South and in Texas and stuff like that. They weren't telling those slaves that they were free, and those slaves are working for almost like what, like a couple months, almost to a full year after Lincoln, quote unquote, freed the slaves and stuff. And then you had a lot of white people that turned into slaves. You had a lot of Asian people that were in America that were slaves, believe it or not. And the white boys that were slaves to mammies and stuff like that. This is where you start getting some of your first unions in America. Your first people that had to unionize and kick people out of certain industries and stuff like that. Black people had the skills and resources and stuff to pay the bills and stuff like that. We just probably didn't have too much of a business acumen, but a lot of us did enough to spread word and do our things. But really look at the period in the time in America, like as soon as slavery, quote unquote, ended, and you'll get a lot of gems. You'll get a lot of gems. You dig? Give me 1 second, y'all. We're going to get to the comments. Let's at least get 2 contributors. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Did the buildings create hip hop in the Bronx? Did the parks and the trees create hip hop in the Bronx? No. Did the asphalt and the sidewalks create hip hop in the Bronx? No. See, we're going to have to use deductions. Okay.
Tariq, if those same deductions, then black people in America, the people you call foundational black Americans, didn't create anything. Because when people pointed out that, hey, all this quote unquote culture and elements that you keep talking about came from Africa and came from the Caribbean, what do y'all say? Well, we talking about who created what on this land. We created this on that land, on this land. We're not talking about no Africa, no Caribbean. We talking about. That's what you say. So now somebody else is saying that same thing. Now you start talking about, oh, did the parks do it? Well, did the soil create it? Because y'all keep saying y'all the people from the soil. Y'all from this soil. Y'all did it on this soil, this land, this land, this land. Well, did the land do it or did the people do it? And if the people did it, why you keep bringing up the land? It's about who did it, right? It's not about where they did it at. So why is it an issue when Melly Mel is saying this? Because if you arguing like a white supremacist, because you know how white people do, they'll say something if this is a white invention, and then when you point out somebody black has something to do with it, they'll be like, oh, this is an American invention. We all did this. It's the same thing. When you want to point out stuff from the West Coast, you'll be like, oh, this is a West Coast thing. Now Melly Mel is pointing out something from the Bronx. So what? This is a Bronx thing. Oh, nah, it's a black thing. Come on, man, you're doing the same thing. Like it's getting confusion. Excuse me, it's getting confused. Like every day you're constantly switching up. 1 minute is this land. Somebody talks about, oh, elements of hip hop can go back to the Caribbean or go back to Africa, or people was spinning on their head in Africa. Does that mean Africans created breakdancing? Y'all be like, no. We talking about this land. We talking about what happened here. So he's talking about what happened in the Bronx. What's the issue? Let's continue.
Since the inanimate objects of the Bronx, did the Bronx River create hip hop? No. Okay, since the inanimate objects in the Bronx didn't create hip hop, okay, let's go to the people. Did the whites, Jews, Italians, Irish create hip hop? No. Did the Dominicans and the Jamaican community create hip hop? No. Her simulating foundational black Americans. Did the Puerto Ricans create hip hop? No. Did the pigeons in the back?
Look, he just contradicted himself. You
done caught that man at an angle. God damn.
Giving DJ Kool Herc his hip hop or creating hip hop. To my hip hop is all black. He just named a bunch of black people. He's just not saying black because he's trying to leave the door open for Latinos. Now you're saying who created it, you trying to exclude Herc out of it. So no, he ain't had nothing to do with it. He's just copying us. Which one is it? Was he copying y'all and he ain't had nothing to do with it, or he is a part of the foundation because he created? Which one?
Birds in the Bronx create hip hop? No. So who the hell was creating hip hop in the Bronx? The black people. You see? It was the black people doing it, particularly the foundational organs. Yeah? Just use deduction. So that whole.
So now.
All right. The Civil War, though, degenerate, got as far in Maryland as Gettysburg. You can go right to Gettysburg, Maryland, and find nothing but Civil War artifacts. As far as Gettysburg, Maryland. All right, y'all hit the like button. Support the shows. People that talk about real topics, y'all support. It's a little bit more educational. Talk real shit. Into. You go to Gettysburg, Maryland, you will find nothing but war trinkets. All right. What's going on, Shannon B? Black people didn't solely create hip hop. It was a multi-race from the beginning till now. I don't know, man. Some people will argue about that, Shannon. Imagine that, people arguing with a DJ.
It was all the black people doing it, particularly the foundational black Americans. You hear what he's saying? Contradiction on top of contradiction on top of contradiction on top of contradiction. So now you're giving Jamaicans their props in hip hop.
All right, now let me speed this up. All right, let's go.
Okay.
It was the Bronx that created it. The Bronx is an inanimate object. The Bronx is a location with inanimate objects. It was people. Who are the people? Where were they getting the seeds of hip hop to create it? Were you getting it from salsa? No. Were you getting it from polka? No. Were you getting it from reggae? No. Were you getting it from funk, R&B, disco?
That's not true. Africa Bambaataa has already credited reggae and salsa, but let's continue.
From foundational black American bands? Yes. The rapping part. Did you get that from the birds in the Bronx? The pigeons? The rats in the sewer? Where'd you get the rapping from in the Bronx? You got it from foundational black Americans. We can play this game all day. We can just do the power of deduction. But again, this leaves the back door open for people to come on it.
That's not true neither, but we're going to deal with that another time.
Yeah. And then start claim jumping the culture. Let me play some more of my brother Mel. This is all respect. This is respect. This is all respect. This is all respect. No disrespect whatsoever. Hold on. So the fact that you got two different sides arguing about the culture of hip hop, didn't even say none of the Bronx guys' name. Like it's all this we shit. Like you French? Who's all the we? First of all, whoever's speaking about that, you wasn't even there. I'm there. I'm 16, 17 years old, and people there, including you, brother Mel, said that it was black people at those early parties. I'm looking at her. If you want to talk about hip hop culture and have it be beneficial to somebody, then why is it going to benefit her? Why you can't ask somebody? Ask somebody that was there. You just going to take it upon yourself. Oh yeah, well, so and so started the culture. People wasn't even really behind hip hop.
Well, Fat Joe had to jog a lot of people's memory. Fat Joe had to jog a lot of people's memory because people were trying to write X out Fat Joe. Fat Joe is a part of hip hop history, whether you like him or not. Fat Joe's a part of hip hop history just as much as New York is a part of hip hop history. But a lot of people don't like him, so that's why there's this campaign against him. He's not popular now, and that's one thing I really don't like about niggas and people and shit like that. That we will let a trend override our common sense, even if we were there. We and override our common sense, even if we will let a trend override our common sense, even if we were there. So you can't trust a lot of people to tell you history.
Like that. You want to know who was behind hip hop in the very beginning? Who was behind hip hop? Okay. That's what the people in Brooklyn. A lot of people were into hip hop. They would go to those jams.
Right.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing happened in the Bronx. This whole conversation. The true founders and builders of hip hop, but you never even asked. Did you ask her? Did you ask Biggs? Did you ask Flash? Your Flash, what do you think of your foundational black Americans? We was Afro-Americans probably back then.
Look at that, Ghost Man.
And this is what I don't like. You're taking a shot at your own lineage. Get your lineage. See, this
shouts to Ghost Man Kang in the building.
Whole shame of your lineage thing. We can't give ourselves credit for creating something. And we weren't African Americans at the time. We didn't use African American in the 70s. We weren't. We didn't use African American in the 70s. But when you talk about people in the 70s, some people will use the term African American now, just like now the term is foundational black American. You're still talking about the same people, but you're being very specific about the lineage.
Wrong. First of all, he said Afro-American, not African-American. Let's deal with that. First of all, the term was around in the 60s and the 70s. Let me see, who is this? Richard B. Moore. He's from Barbados, and he was the one who first coined the term African-American and Afro-American and said we shouldn't be calling ourselves Negro or Black, but African-American. This is who Jesse Jackson actually got it from. When people be like, oh, Jesse Jackson made it up. No, he didn't. This is where he got it from. And this was in New York. Also, what is that called? The Organization of Afro-American Unity, started by Malcolm X in 1964. Richard was doing it before him. It was, I think he put out his book, Negro, in 1963. So what are you talking about? People in New York were using that term. If you was around consciousness or any type of black stuff, I'm talking about like some real pro-black stuff, you knew about the term Afro-American and African-American, and you was using it. Rest.
Okay, but if you were a foundational Black American at that time, using the term Afro-American, that means for a good part, all the Afro career, you were claiming that you were African. What changed? What changed? You never heard niggas run out with the Aboriginal American. You never heard niggas running around with none of that shit. That means for a good time in your life, you claiming to be African. I was there for the whole shit. When we were in school, niggas was African booty scratchers. Then a little bit upon graduation, we was Kangs. And y'all niggas had onks tattooed on your face. All kinds of niggas got spinks tattooed on their back. All kinds of African artifacts that niggas never went and traveled. That's what changed Malcolm. Yeah, Malcolm took his ass to Africa and it was like, oh shit. What changed? That's what was and throwing me under the bus, and I supported the first 3 hidden colors because these same people. I'm gonna wait till this connection get right. Hold on. We're gonna wait till this connection get right. Y'all support the show. Hit the support your boy. Listen to what I'm about to tell y'all. When black people would throw me under the bus, called Tariq Nasheed a grifter and a thief, they say they would never support him, and now they turning around calling themselves FBAs, and they hidden colors up. When I supported the first 3 hidden colors, I got thrown under the bus by a bunch of black people. The thing about Tariq Nasheed was mad at him. And at the time, Tariq Nasheed was saying that we were Moors. Go look at hidden colors then and what it turned into now. We were supposed to be Moors. What changed?
Didn't catch on until like what? Till Jesse Jackson brought it to y'all. And guess what? Where did he from? New York. Stay out of New York business. And on.
Yeah, he didn't very much about lineage. Yeah, he's from an FBA family. But nobody even used African American in the 70s. And
also African American is not the same as FBA. Let's stop that right there. African American is anybody black in America.
Nobody used the term hip hop in the 70s. The culture was not even called hip hop in the 70s. The culture wasn't called hip hop. The word hip hop wasn't on the flyers in the 70s. They didn't call it that, you see. Sometimes you will do something and sometimes something is there, and then later on you are able to define it. The term hip hop didn't come into place for the culture until 1982. We talked about this in Microphone Check. That's why y'all gotta go see Microphone Check. You gotta see Microphone Check.
Okay, he said that. Did you give Africa Bambaataa any credit for that in Microphone Check? Because we're about to listen to Africa Bambaataa right now.
But now here comes a black show, all black show with a black. Comes from an educator named Jahi, who's actually out in the Bay Area. He's a good friend of the Hip Hop Collection, actually. And he asks of Bam, of the many words and themes that you could have chosen for the name hip hop, why did you name the culture hip hop? Why did you make the principles of the Zulu Nation peace, unity, love, and having fun?
Well, I chose the name hip hop because of the cliches that my brothers was using in their rap.
Comes from
my fault, family. Also, if you want to watch this whole video, go to my channel. It's up there. Well, let's go.
Why did you name the culture hip hop? And why did you make the principles of the Zulu Nation peace, unity, love, and having fun?
Well, I chose the name hip hop because of the cliches that my brothers was using in their rhymes. Love Bud Starsky and Keith Cowboy from Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, who was strong members of the Black Spades. And We used to do our lot of dirt and good together in this black space, and I like the sound of what they were saying. And when the media come to speak to me, because we could have called it the go off, the boing, we could have called it the scat rap and all that type. But I like that sound. I said, this is hip, and when you feel that music, you got to hop to it. So that's what we call it, hip hop. And when we started the Universal Zulu Nation and started putting all these different ideologies together and bringing the principles of peace, unity, love, and having fun, the Universal Zulu Nation stands for knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, and equality. Peace, unity, love, work, and having fun. Overcoming the negative to the positive. Science, mathematics, facts, and the oneness of the supreme force, whether you call him, her, or it, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, Elohim, Jah, or the ancients of all the names, Atum, Amun, Ra. And this became what is known as the Universal Zulu Nation today.
See, so dating hip hop back to its Hotep roots and stuff. And then I'm going to tell y'all something else too. Because a lot of these FBA cats, they out here getting they're getting eaten up. They're getting eaten up. You want to know why? Because they're not original. Everybody's quoting Tariq Nasheed. They have no original thought process for the most part. They flip-flop. A lot of the fake ones need something to chew on because they're not real. And I didn't know this happened because I was just going in on him, and I don't got a problem with him, but I think it's corny. But guess who recently started just repeating Tariq Nasheed, everybody he heard, word for word? He was never saying this on Vlad. He never said this when he had a fallout with Vlad. He was never saying none of this stuff. Lord Jumar. Lord Jumar. You know? And let me tell y'all something too, being from the East Coast, because I know this also. Hoteps and hip hop did not go hand in hand. As a matter of fact, there was a divide between Hotep rappers and hip hop rappers. A lot of the Hotep rappers didn't like, you know what I'm saying? Didn't like the hip hop rappers because remember, a lot of the Hotep rappers were simps. And they thought that rappers degraded women. So a lot of the Hotep rappers, they were rapping about black women being the queen and goddess and all this other shit. So that was another divide in hip hop that nobody's talking about. That was going on in New York. All right. Yeah, Lord Jumar. All right, y'all hit the like button, support the show, y'all. Hit the Cash App. Now, check this out. Lord Jumar, a couple days ago, went on because I guess he was supposed to do something. So there's a comedian that a lot of you guys, if you were around back in the day, you would know, but a lot of the millennials won't know him, named Godfrey. And Godfrey is African. I think he's Nigerian, if I'm not mistaken. So Godfrey is a tether. But recently he was supposed to do something, which I'm not sure, or show up somewhere, or throw something, which is kind of like, the tethers coming together with American FBAs, So he was gonna do something nice for the FBAs, and set the record straight and talk about, standing in solidarities with the FBAs. Cool, nothing wrong with that, right? Well, Lord Jumar went on there, Started regurgitating some shit he didn't. This is what all damn near all the hoteps do. Started regurgitating some shit he didn't do no research on, or that he probably barely knows about. Then got schooled. Then was embarrassed. Then just started looking dumb. And he came out recently and started calling Godfrey a sellout. Because it's not really about debating nobody. It's not really about moving people forward for a lot of people. And it's not really about reparations. It's just about doing what hotep niggas do since the beginning of time. Accumulate knowledge and just go argue with other black people that are soft targets that is presumed to not know the knowledge. That's all they do. So he got mocked in this debate because he wanted to talk about flat earth. And he wasn't regurgitating anything that he came up with. He was regurgitating another man, just like how he's regurgitating Tariq Nasheed. And all the FBA people are regurgitating Tariq Nasheed. Makes you wonder, what were they claiming before Tariq? Your lineage should never be a popularity piece. Your lineage should never be a popularity piece. And hip hop is built off of taking shit and remixing shit and repurposing it, making it hip. Hence the term hip hop. You got to be hip to hop to this. That's where the term in DC, we got a term like, yo, let me get you hip. Let me put you on game. You hear me? Let me get you up to date. Let me get you hip to what's going on. Let me put you on. It's laced with trend. Hip hop ain't even original. It's a DJ. It won't work. Let's go.
Okay, we just heard him. Africa Bambaataa is the one who named it. He came up with the principles. And if you want to say anything about, oh, that's not the elements, Africa Bambaataa created hip hop, standardized and codified hip hop as a musical genre.
All right. So now check this out. Godfrey, being he is, took down the interview of Jumar getting scolded. But the guy that did the scolding kept it up. Check this out.
Hey everyone, many of you saw a video where I drank while laughing at a rapping flat earther named Lord Jamar, who was proudly demonstrating his unparalleled stupidity on the podcast of a comedian named Godfrey. Well, that reaction video set off a chain of events that I'm very excited to share with you today, so grab some popcorn and enjoy. If you recall, Godfrey was the host. And then there was this third fellow. His name is Dante Nero. And after I posted my reaction video, he reached out to me by email. He told me that he's a big fan of the channel and that the episode I reacted to was frustrating for him because he knew that Jamar had no idea what he was talking about, but he didn't have the tools necessary to combat his script in real time. He expressed interest in having me on Godfrey's show via Zoom to have a conversation with Lord Jamar.
Godfrey, Lord Jamar, right? Even Godfrey had to disagree with Jumar, right? Lord Jamar got his ass handed to him by a white guy. So he's calling Godfrey a sellout because when in doubt, just push a narrative that, oh, you weren't on our side anyway. You're just a tether that's benefiting off of us. No. The logic and the stuff that you didn't do your research got debunked by, because that So when y'all start running around and regurgitating and not doing your homework on people or the stuff that you're talking about, you're gonna run into what they're talking about, and you're gonna get your ass handed to you. This is the same reason why a lot of those guys from the House of Consciousness never went to the white spaces and debated them like that. They just kept debating other niggas. Because I know them white boys will send your ass home with a packet. The white boys will send your ass home with some homework. The white boys will make you question your whole education. Because a lot of times your education came out of distress and fear. And you trying to understand certain elements of war that's waged on you before you knew any better. So you have nobody to argue with but other black men that don't know no better. Nah, that's not untrue, Andre. I've been doing this for a long time, bro. You know I'm not gonna say nothing if I didn't do my research and I didn't know. When the white boys actually throw some facts in their face. If you don't know, if you haven't noticed that, then if you haven't noticed that, I mean, ain't nobody gassing nothing. If you haven't noticed that yet, then you haven't done enough history. You don't find these FBA people in these white spaces, but you sure find white people in our spaces. You know, so that's what I'm saying. You know, and you've been here for a while, so you know what I'm talking about. Them white boys will send your ass. I was like, shit. I'm tired of hearing MOT and all these people argue with other niggas that don't know shit. Go argue with them white boys. I would love to see that. Because they'll put something on the table you niggas haven't thought of yet. And it's not really a race thing. I could care less if they white, black, or candy stripe. I'm saying go argue with, if your research holds up, go argue with a formidable person. Because first of all, y'all want to argue with women. Women don't give a fuck. And then y'all slightly want to, by proxy, argue with white men, but don't know how to argue with white men. Y'all, a lot of Negroes can't get past the "I'm white and I say so." So it's like you know, okay, well let's see how you're up to his recount of history. White now. All right, let's go. Cause see, black people, we got to say something 50 times before we get heard once. White people only got to say it once, and they get heard 4, 5, 3 times. This is something that's been embedded in black people since slavery. When a white person says something, nobody says, "Hey man, Google that to see if that's true. Verify that. Check that." No, you take that for his word, hook, line, and sinker. When a black man says something, well, I'm just gonna have to do my research. I don't believe you because you Negroes are tricksters, and y'all look at the white people look at him with the eyes of the dominant society. A white person says, "Hey, look, like button and support the show." Y'all gonna hit the like button and support the show. No question. As a matter of fact, you don't gotta say it because you already did it. A black person, oh, I gotta say 15 times. 15 times. Hit the like button, y'all, and support the show. Let's go.
This request, immediately aware that if I agreed to do that, it would be a total shit. Familiar with people like Lord Jamar. He's a delusional narcissist and complete entire identity revolves around his perceived intellectual superiority, despite being a willfully ignorant Basically, he's a flat earther. He is 100% impervious to even the most basic facts and logic, and he will not listen to a word I have to say, no matter how obviously correct I am. But when has that ever stopped me before? So I agreed to go on the show. Now, I will say that I went into this with the intention of remaining relatively cordial as long as possible, but Jamar insulting me before I was even introduced, so I decided to just lace into him from the first moment.
Imagine how embarrassing it is to be a quote-unquote upper echelon black man. Know about black secret society, hotepery, whatever you want to call it. Imagine being a YouTubian, a black YouTubian, a brand Nubian YouTubian that should know about the world, since you know, Negroes were some of the first master masons. Even the Moors knew this, and they were teaching before they ushered in the urban Renaissance era. They were teaching white people about mathematics and science and all this other stuff. Imagine being a guy that claims to know all of that shit and Earth theory. There's a lot of Negroes out here that do that. Oh yes, I'm a master mason. I know about the laws of the land and the degrees and the circumferences and the measurements and all that. Okay.
Even though my volume was dramatically lower than theirs, even though he was talking over me constantly, even though there was barely any attempt by Godfrey to moderate him so that I could get equal speaking time, I still took a big steamy dump all over him and made him look dumb.
So Lord Jamar is claiming that Godfrey and who are new here and probably slow, they spiked his drink, that he was drunk. What he was talking about when he got his ass handed to him by this white boy. All right.
Dumber than rocks in front of his own audience. So much so, in fact, that after less than 20 minutes of interacting, Jamar threatened to leave the studio if I wasn't cut out of the feed. And then, mere minutes after the live stream was posted to Godfrey's channel, it was pulled, undoubtedly because Jamar told Godfrey to pull it, since he knew how unbelievably stupid he looked. But my friends, you'd better believe I anticipated exactly this, so I recorded the Zoom session from my end. I knew that this exchange was going to be absolute gold, and I was not disappointed. With that context covered, enjoy this brief interaction with one of the dumbest people alive.
There's not fire in a vacuum of space.
I want to say
Like,
something.
go ahead. It's ridiculous.
Before we bring Professor Dave, here's my thing.
Man,
let me
fuck Professor Dave. Before he even get here. You know why?
When it comes to hip hop, right? There's questions I have to ask because he spent his life studying being a part of hip hop. To take the people that have spent their lifetime understanding physics, science, all kinds of things.
That don't matter.
It is absurd. It would be the equivalency if I took an internet dude.
That does not matter.
Let me finish. If I took an internet dude who got a couple of tracks and asked him about the history of hip hop, it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's one person.
But what about, you say scientists, right, that have been studying for a long time, but there are people that in these professions that are there to lie, just like medical apartheid against African Americans. There are trained doctors.
When you follow
that have lied
the money,
to black people about health,
they're gonna say whatever the money tells them to
nobody
say.
Is saying that didn't happen.
No scientist is getting funded if they do not say what the money wants them to say, sir.
Okay, that's conspiracy.
No, it's not. It's real. It's a fucking fact.
You don't get to
science is a religion now. Science is a religion. It is not what you think it is. Oh, yes, it is. And people worship at the altar of science. And these people are your new fucking deacons and bishops, and you believe that they have the power. They're closer to God than anybody else. No. Hang on a second. My whole disclaimer before we even start this bullshit, okay, is that hang on. I issued a challenge,
Yes.
Godfrey,
Mhm.
to even come here to talk
Yes.
to talk to Mr. Whoever,
Right.
scientist man,
Right.
that if he can present me a working model of a ball that water sticks to the outside of
rotating.
it. Yes, as it rotates, I'll gladly sit down and have a talk with him. He hasn't showed me such model. I can give you a model right now.
Oh, is Dave around? Is he there?
He's on.
Can he hear us?
A model right now.
I can hear you guys.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Dave. It's Godfrey. How
With
are
a
you? I don't
concave
see
bowl.
you.
Doing good.
You're doing good.
Can you guys see me?
Hey.
What up, Dave?
All right, so they're gonna argue about this whole flat Earth thing, and I guess Earth being a sphere, y'all. Earth being a sphere. So no other planet that we can show you is flat, but all of a sudden Earth is.
Are you Dave the scientist?
I'm the one that contacted you, Dave.
Are you Dave the scientist?
He's the one
I'm
that
a science
contacted
communicator.
Science communicator. Well, hey, how you doing? First
What
time
does that
meeting
mean?
you.
Different.
I'm
Science
doing good.
communicator.
Science communicator. Okay. Well, here you are. You do not believe in the flat Earth theories, and you are, I've been taught that the Earth has been round for a long time, and when the flat Earth thing came around, I said, okay, what's this about? And then I listened to some of the flat Earth stuff, and you know what? Some of the stuff made sense. I was like, that kind of makes sense. And then, when you hear about what you've always been learning about, well, that kind of makes sense. And then when I talked to, actually, Dave, when I talked to a fighter pilot, and then they go like 50,000 feet, way higher than commercial jet. I said, have you seen curvature? He goes, yeah, we see the curvature of the Earth. That's what he said. I was like,
I've seen multiple videos where they say no.
You talk about we're supposed to take care of your video over a pilot who has thousands of hours.
We've seen multiple pilots say that it's
so Dave.
flat.
So who's
Yes.
okay? Who's gonna go first? Tell us, Dave, why you are against what he believes. How about that?
Yeah, flat Earth is the dumbest hoax in human history. Jamar just watched some videos by Eric Dubé, who just spews a bunch of bullshit, memorized what he says, and repeats it and pretends to be intelligent.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you the truth. When somebody can get on here and cite the source that you haven't cited, and they know exactly where you got your monkey see, monkey do, that's some real shit. That's some real shit.
Instead, everything you say is so insanely stupid and can be disproven with like middle school level physics.
Really?
So yeah, we can go ahead and you can
Let's
rattle off.
do it.
Do you have a working model of a ball that has water sticking to the outside of it? Can you show me a working model of
a
that?
tennis ball.
But, yes, wet.
It has
And
nothing to
that,
do
but
with
no.
anything.
That's
What
not
do you
water
even-
sticking to
what
a
does that even
ball.
mean?
That's saturation of water on the
Okay,
ball.
so
I
let's
want you
see.
to show me where water sticks to the outside of a ball
Yeah.
as it's.
Yeah, we have something called a hemisphere, and we have certain layers before you get to the outside of like Earth. You know what I'm saying? The atmosphere, we have certain layers, and then gravity. So the Earth's gravitational pull keeps the water's just not going to fall off of it. And then on top of that, the Earth is on the axis. It's tilted. If it was on the axis and it was flat, the water would pour off of Earth. Anyway.
Spins. It doesn't go to the equator of the ball and spin off.
I heard what you said.
Show me a working model. Hang on.
You said something very
Show
stupid.
me
I'm
a
gonna explain to you
working
how it's
model.
stupid.
Okay.
The reason that things stick to the Earth is because the Earth is extremely massive, so it generates a very large gravitational
Right,
field.
Ghost Man.
When water falls off of a ball, whatever ball you're talking about, to the Earth, It's because of the large gravitational field exerted by the Earth. So when you're talking about water sticking to a ball, your desired demonstration of gravity fails because gravity exists. Things fall to the ground.
There is density and buoyancy, sir. Gravity is not some magical thing that makes things dry.
See, this is the thing. And this goes back to what I was telling you guys with the whole manosphere thing. Black people, we have an inferiority complex. We will hear a nigga say something stupid and sit there and reason and try to teach and argue with him over some dumb shit. We will sit there and hold his hand until he realizes he said some dumb shit. White people have less of a tolerance for that. They're just not going to argue with you about that shit. Black people will we'll even do sequels. Around all day and argue about some stupid shit that we shouldn't even have no business talking to you about in the first place. That's called a superiority complex. I'm not even gonna sit here and argue with y'all niggas about this dumb shit. If you don't know it, you just don't know it. You know? And these are guys that are supposed to be career hoteps. These are guys that are supposed to not necessarily be from the more science temples, but should have some type of more use in some of their logic. That were building pyramids, obelisks, all of these things. But Earth is flat. Gotcha.
Up to the ground. It depends the medium. And then hold on. Sink or float.
Wait, I want to talk, but
Density
I want to hear
is not
both.
First of all, this guy came out real disrespectful, talking about the stupidest shit. Like if he was in this room, I'd be smacking the shit out of him right now.
First
of all, okay,
it's all bullshit.
Right, sir? You know that, right?
What you say to the
you know that, right?
Race, the entire body of scientific knowledge. Let me respond to the insanely stupid thing you said.
I want you to respond to my. Let him talk. Okay, we're gonna talk about what pseudoscience.
Okay, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, Dave.
Density is not a force. It requires a force to produce an acceleration. Things accelerate towards the Earth. Density is a scalar. It's not a force. It can't make things move. Buoyancy, there's a buoyant force, but it has gravity in the equation. Buoyancy only exists when gravity exists.
When gravity, the secret sauce.
Here's the problem with your density bullshit. You think that things fall down because the air is less dense. The air is less dense above the object too. So why the fuck don't things fall up? Can
things do fall up, you fucking asshole. Bubbles go up, you stupid fuck. Fucking evaporation goes up, you dickhead. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's
like,
not a. That's because there's wind.
Because it's lighter than the fucking density it's in.
Doesn't
Why?
a bubble?
How can
Doesn't
a fly defy gravity?
Fall? Doesn't
how can a fucking tadpole defy gravity? You fucking shithead.
Tadpole defy gravity? What the?
Yes.
Fuck are you
How does
about?
anything swim through? If gravity is holding on oceans that are tons of fucking of fucking force, how does anything swim through the ocean? How do you fucking lift your legs off the fucking ground?
Things can
you fucking cockbag.
Muscles. Birds have wings, right? You can exert
They have
force,
wings.
which allows you to accelerate. Right? Doesn't that make sense? If you jump or if you throw a ball, you're exerting force and you are counteracting gravity until that momentum runs out. You throw a ball, it goes up, and then it falls back down. Why do things fall down?
Speaking of momentum, do things
No.
Why do things fall down?
Subject. Why don't things fall up? Why do things only fall down?
Why do they?
Why do things fall up?
No. Why do things fall down only? Why don't they fall up? This is what he said.
Again, light things will rise.
Only with wind.
Dense.
Doesn't a ball fall up? The air
because
the ball
it is dense.
Than the ball.
Because it is dense.
What's that?
The
ball
is
dense.
Than the ball? Is that what you're saying?
That
now?
don't even make sense. That's not even what
the ball
what
is dense. If it's in regular air, it will fall to the ground. If it was in, say a gel, if it was in a gel, what is it? What's the ball gonna do?
Okay, I don't
It's just
know
gonna
about
stop
what the fuck you're
there,
talking
right?
about the gel in the air. Why
There's
doesn't a ball
it
fall
depends
up?
on the
air
medium.
gets
Ask
Why
the
does it
question
fall
and then
up? What does falling up have to do with anything? I don't understand
because
what
you
you're
think
talking
that
about.
he
Because you
said
said there's
what?
no such thing as
You
gravity.
said that
they're
thing in
preferred
gravity.
direction of falling. Why do things fall down? Okay,
That's right.
what is
Weight.
heavy? What is weight? Do you even know what weight is?
Oh my
What's weight? Tell me the definition of weight.
It's your fucking head on your fucking
Ooh.
shoulders, you fat
Oh,
head
someone's
bitch.
getting a little sassy because
Like,
he doesn't know the answer to the
bro,
question. What
We're
does
not
weight
gonna
mean?
sit here and talk about all these.
We're not going to sit here and define words that you don't
Yes,
know. that you're
define
trying to
words.
And this is what black people do. They just regurgitate shit that they don't know. And I like Lord Jumar. I like Lord Jumar, but this got to be embarrassing. This got to be embarrassing. The black people should be embarrassed by some shit like this. You know, I could see if the Hotep shit and the black schooling shit, I could see if, you know, those dudes, you know, took a back seat for a little bit and fell off for a while. But these are dudes that are telling you that, hey man, we invented this and we're your real teachers. Stop listening to NBA Youngboy. He's not teaching you shit. Then he's on a random podcast getting schooled by somebody about basic gravity. And that's the thing too. Even if you're like a Tom Cruise, or you're somebody that's like into Scientology or something like that, if you're like a Tom Cruise or somebody that's like into Scientology, you still don't talk about your religion to somebody. The rules of religion still applies. You know, the rules of religion still applies. You can believe in crystals, nigga. You still don't get on here and argue. Somebody gonna have smoke for you.
We're talking about what's heavy and what's light.
Yeah, so what does fucking heavy mean, dumbass? You said the word heavy. What is heavy? What is weight? What is weight?
Man,
what does that mean? You don't know the definitions of the words you're using,
bro.
Should I define?
Okay, tell him.
Yeah,
tell
define
him weight.
A body.
See, and that's the thing. Most people need Google. Most people need Google. 21 people in here. Let's get at least 5 supporters. Those here in Black YouTube giving y'all the game like this and having the real conversation without a whole bunch of bullshit involved. All right, let's go. Yeah, Lord Jumar.
By it, giving rise to a downward force, the heaviness of a person or thing
by virtue of its position in a gravitational field. Things have weight because gravity exists.
See, you say these things. These are definitions
of words.
These are definitions that are given by people who.
See, now these are definitions that are given by white people or people who weren't looking out for our, but like it's some race shit. So Godfrey, what Godfrey did, Godfrey took down the podcast. I guess, you know, to spare Lord Jumar. Lord Jumar called him a sellout. And I'm pretty sure at some point you about to hear some tether this, tether that. So let's go.
Who are here
to
who are here to reinforce a position. I'm talking about common sense shit.
Change
did
the
he just
laws
say,
of
sweetie?
physics.
Are
There's
you
no
fucking
amount
homo?
of money that
Did
can
this,
change the
yo,
laws of
did this nigga just say sweetie? Yo,
there's no conspiracy here. You can't change what
listen. about common sense. We're not. I'm not getting into all of this.
You're not talking.
Do you
about
feel like
common
you're
sense
moving?
has nothing to do with any of this?
Do you feel
stuff.
like you're
You
moving?
can't just intuit how the laws of physics work. You have to probe them and learn about them, study them.
Listen,
that's what
we know.
education
We
is.
know about these things, bro. And all this
we
shit
do
you're
and you
talking
don't.
about
You should learn
is
it.
some bullshit. Do you know about crepuscular rays? What are crepuscular rays?
It appears to diverge because of perspective, kind of like railroad tracks.
What do you mean
right?
appears to diverge?
It appears to from the perspective, from your perspective.
So can you
as an
trace
observer
the
of those
rays back to its source?
What do you mean? Yeah, okay, there's the sun. Sure. What?
How far
you don't
away?
Even know what you're trying to
how
say.
far away is the sun?
Is
the sun 93 million miles away?
Okay, you already changed the set. You're already jumping away from the thing that you brought up.
No. It's not about.
This is what happens when you can't really memorize the stuff that you're regurgitating. There's a difference if you did the research yourself, because then you'll be a little bit more humble, know what to say, how to say it, because you did the research yourself. But this is just you repeating something that you heard somebody else saying, and essentially you're just copying what they said.
Talking about common sense, bro.
Is the sun still 93 million miles away, Dave?
Okay, but
and if it was, why do we have crepuscular rays?
Your answer. I want to see where he's getting at.
Why it doesn't? Why do the railroad tracks appear to converge with distance? It's the same concept. It doesn't matter how fucking far away the sun is.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? Y'all 93 million miles away.
Yeah, and
that's what these same people that you're talking about, all the definitions, say is the truth. So what are you saying? That it's not?
No, of course it is. I'm saying that as
so how does what is crepuscular rays? How do you explain crepuscular rays?
By what I just fucking told you with the railroad tracks. Do railroad tracks appear to converge with distance?
Yes, but at some point you would not be able to see.
At which point? At which point?
At some point, I don't know the exact distance of
where
you can't see.
Let's go with you.
But you still can see the sun. This 93 million miles away is ridiculous.
Okay, so the sun's right up there in the sky, right? So why can't we go up and see it? Why doesn't it appear to get
there's videos of people where they are actually above the sun in planes and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a video where people are above the sun. Is that right? Or are you completely full of shit?
Nope.
Above the sun.
People are let's find the video.
Are they above the sun?
Well,
do you see anything in those folders that say anything like that?
The sun is above the flat. But they don't, because they don't believe.
Is it like a dome, right? We're like in a
that's
dome.
what they believe is fucking ridiculous. But it's
just like, how do you have pressurized air in something that doesn't have a covering?
How do you have pressurized air?
And you guys will say,
let him answer.
Hang on. Let me finish saying what I'm saying.
You said what you asked the question.
Bro.
You asked the question.
Dante,
go ahead. Do what you're gonna do.
He's trying to be friends. Come on, man. Because you have to have a covering. People will say that the covering is the ozone layer or the thermosphere. These are basically imaginary coverings to say the same thing that somebody would say is a firmament. But go ahead. Tell me why you have pressurized air next to a vacuum of space, sir.
Okay, so this is really adorable. You think that space is a vacuum cleaner because you don't know what a vacuum is? You don't know what vacuum means. What's a vacuum? What does vacuum mean? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. What the fuck is a vacuum?
It has no air. It's,
it's an absence of matter. Mm-hmm. So why the fuck would the vacuum of space pull air anywhere? Can you explain that?
A vacuum also pulls things, sir.
No, it doesn't. Vacuums don't suck. That's not a thing.
See, Lord Jumar shouldn't have went. What's going on, Ray? Button, support the show. Let's at least try to get one contributor to today's show. We're going to do a double hitter. See, black people, that's the problem with black people too. When something is not your topic, peacefully bow out or just don't go any further with it. Nobody was going to look at Lord Jumar. Half the people that's going to critique Lord Jumar doesn't even know what he's talking about. Gravitational. You know, gravitational waves or gravitational pull. When's the last time you had a conversation with black people other than here about that type of stuff? Huh? What? And then honestly, too, you don't talk to hip hop heads about stuff like this, sadly. You're not gonna get a realistic scientific answer. You know? And if you do talk to hip hop heads about this stuff, go talk to KRS-One or J Electronica or something. Respectfully.
If vacuum is
so you don't know what a vacuum is,
Dave, a vacuum is the absence of matter, right?
Yeah. So why would that pull air anywhere?
So we just have absence of matter to pressurized air.
Yes, which sticks to the earth because of gravity, which again you pretend doesn't
Which
exist.
sticks to the earth, so it's spinning with the earth.
I have the definition
at 1,000 miles an hour.
Okay, so
I have the definition.
Really jump into all the favorite talking points. So the Earth spins once per day,
bro.
That's what a fucking day is. Did you know that?
And you know it's funny. You know what I haven't heard from both of them. Shout out to name this protagonist in the building. You know what I haven't heard from both of them? Quantum entanglement. Oh, yes. Before you talk about any of this stuff, you have to talk about quantum entanglement. All right? Yeah, what's up? What's up with AM, Andre?
Do you know what a day means? It's how long it takes the Earth to spin around one time. So all of this 1,000 miles an hour bullshit just makes you sound like an idiot because it spins once a day. It spins at half the rate of the hour hand on a clock. Not so fast, is it?
Well,
pretty funny shit, huh?
Yeah, really funny.
Yeah. Any response?
Yeah. You're full of shit.
Am I full of shit about what a day is? Is a day 24 hours? What's a day, dude? Tell me what a day is.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
What are we living on then? If it's not flat.
Yeah, but the computers also use quantum entanglement to communicate with each other. You know? So yeah. You said in terms of having a conversation like he's doing panels, you can hop on. I mean, yeah, whenever I catch a show, you know, I'm too busy working and doing shit. Like I said, I'm in a foreign country. You know, the time is off a little bit, but yeah, I could try to. I'll probably try to catch him. You know, you never know. You might see me up there one day. On, you know, I used to be a regular over at AMs. All right, let's get it.
If it's so, some people say it's not.
So people are busy, upside down on the ball because of gravity.
Upside down?
Yeah.
What's upside down? Why upside down?
Because
what does that mean?
The ball has to have a top and a bottom, correct?
Does it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a ball.
Sphere. So
y'all say the North Pole and the South Pole, right?
Where's the top of a ball?
Said it's at the North Pole.
Take a featureless sphere. Where's the top?
It's not featureless. Y'all say the North Pole,
but you
said
the
South.
No, I could go there, Ghostman King. I know what I'm talking about when it comes down to quantum entanglement. What quantum entanglement basically is, right? To even get a signal, a ping, or even any type of communication, whether it's telecommunication or you know, any type of communication, two things have to be going on in the same place. You understand what I'm saying? Quantum entanglement is just basically as above, so below. If it's happening in the east, you could assume it's happening in the west. If it's happening in the north, you could assume it's happening in the south, you know? Just break it down in a nutshell. But the word and the term should have already been used in this conversation, which is quantum entanglement. So if you're a flat earther to a certain degree, you're just saying you don't believe in quantum entanglement. There is no as above, so below. It's flat. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm bringing up. You know?
Oh. You didn't say the Earth. You said a ball. Okay,
that's
so
what y'all saying. We are on a ball. You said we live on the outside of a ball.
So Dave
okay,
is
so
the Earth,
you're designating the North Pole as the top and the South Pole as the bottom. That's fine. So now, how do we orient ourselves down? Where is down?
Yeah, they calling him a coon and all kinds of shit, y'all.
What do you mean? Where's down?
Is it towards the ground? Does down mean towards the ground?
See, he's trying to reason with Lord Jumar because Lord Jumar, how he's talking, he doesn't have a concept of quantum entanglement. Or he does, but for the sake of arguing and lack of research, he's not thinking about that in this topic. Y'all hit the Cash App, y'all. Damn. Educating y'all at the same time, too. Remember that when y'all get into these conversations. Quantum entanglement.
Towards the gravity. The pull.
Yeah, when you say down, you mean towards the ground, right?
Yeah, that's the ground.
Yes.
So wherever the fuck you're standing on this thing, wherever the fuck you're standing, down is towards the ground.
But now look how the
center of the
look
earth.
how it
So
look how it turns.
down.
Look how it curves, motherfucker. Look how the fucking shit is on the side of the ball.
Here, down is towards the center of the earth. And
but
if
you're standing on the
earth. And if you're
how
here, down is towards the center of the earth. This is how fucking dumb you are.
That doesn't make sense, you fucking asshole.
You
that's how dumb you are. That shit don't make no fucking sense.
You think that there's
You're
a
on the
magic
side
down in
and
outer
it's supposed
space
to be
because
tilted.
you're imagining
like he's on some We Love Katamari type shit. Like, oh man, if you roll the world up in a ball, everything's gonna be leaning. No, you could be on a curvature of the planet and be right side up. That's what gravity is for. And then these are people that assume that the earth is right side up. The earth is tilted on the axis. Niggas trying to fucking compare the earth to a basketball.
And it's supposed to be on an axis.
And you're
this shit
imagining
is
the
fucking
ground
ridiculous.
below
Please
the
get this
globe.
clown out
That's
of here.
why
please.
you think that there's a down
All
in
right.
space.
Get this
In
clown out of
reality,
here.
there's no fucking down.
He's trying to get famous.
Magically
Okay, you got him out of
center
here.
of the earth. Do you get it? Do you
Get
understand?
him out of here. Down,
Well,
You're out of here. Where
down
you going?
is towards you is what you do to your fucking father. Get out of here.
Oh, now we got the gay jokes coming. He's getting a little mad. Okay, kiddo, listen. Can you admit that you only think that this is down because you're standing on the fucking ground, and so you're reinforcing?
And I'm not gonna lie. This is what makes people. This is what gives people. I wouldn't say the reign or the rights, but this is what makes people feel that they can just insult us. I mean, he calling the man a kid. I hate to say it though, because for some reason, it's black people that got to learn about black people and fucking black history when they're in like their 30s and in their 40s and shit like that. Like, why don't we learn? Why don't they learn this shit like the white kids learn it? For some reason, if you ever realize that a lot of white kids, and just not white kids in general, just kids that you don't think that study black history or would know things about black history actually knows, and actually knows more than you. And you really can't pinpoint when they started learning all of that shit. But you in your 40s and 50s just now learning this shit. When you go confront them kids on something, they'll tell you, no, sir, you kind of got that wrong. Constantine II took over this dynasty, and this is where you guys came into play, and we told y'all this to move y'all out of, they'll start giving you details. So this white boy, he just gave up on all kinds of respect for Lord Jumar. He just started calling him kiddo. All right, little man. All right. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let's get at least one contributor. We need at least 1 or 2 people to hit the Cash App. Who's an academic? Jumar? They said you shit. If you a nigga and you went to public high school, they send you. They spin your ass in one direction. Them white kids know more about your history than you do. You know, they spin your ass. White people wasn't putting on them fake Indian headdresses and running around patting their hand on their mouth, talking about some woo. That was us. Boy, I felt fucked up like shit when I found out we were the real Indians. I said, damn. Got us again. See, Nanashi, you're right, though. That explains what's going on in the. That's what it. Those words explain what's going on Earth. Gravitational pull, rotation, inertia, liquid, weight, density. Just saying the world is flat and then calling it a day, that nah. You know? You said, Cuda, you know exactly why it starts in high school. Hell, it even starts at elementary. We knew the kids who couldn't keep quiet. Right. That's what I'm saying. And you see this the whole time. You're like, damn, when the hell did they sit down and learn this shit? Because they know their history more than you. But the thing is that, okay, can you blame the dominant society for knowing their history more than you? I mean, to stay in a winner's position, you need to know how the losers lost so you can keep your foot on their necks. You can't get mad at a man for wanting to be a winner or maintaining his position as one. Touche. Point well taken. No, I ain't on no Ebo shit. I'm just giving y'all the game. You would think people are smart and they're not. He said, my thing is, Cuda, is there's a redneck in Blue Ridge right now who feels the exact same way who feels the exact same was as Lamar. Oh, my thing is right now that there's a who feels the exact same way as Lamar. But this is what I'm saying with Jumar and a whole bunch of all and a whole bunch of these people, and even like I said, the elections pointed this out. All the extremists in America voted for Trump. They try to say the manosphere influenced that. No, America voted for Trump. You know, and in a weird way, black men voted for Kamala. You know. All right, guys, y'all hit the like button, support the show, show some love to the show. Hit the Cash App at $PTV 888. That's $PTV 888. That is $PTV 888. You can also hit the PayPal. Support the show. Support your interests. We have a poll in the chat. It says, what are modern FBAs these days? 35% says foundational Black Americans. 53% says Tariq fanboys and girls. 6% says another radical group, and another 6% says Aboriginal Black Americans. All right. White women did put Trump in office. Absolutely. Even the feminist white women put Trump in office. Surprised the shit out of me, too. But then again, it should be no surprise because all of those women will go to feminist rallies and talk all of that shit and tell women all of this BS about men and go home and lay right next to their husbands. Whether he gets up and go to work or he's a stay-at-home dad. The cappery.
What
I
is the
thought
actual
this would
truth?
be
I told you.
a nice discussion. I guess we got a little bit aggressive.
He's a pseudoscientist.
So
and until
pseudoscientist.
you show and prove your shit with a fucking model, we're not going to even take you seriously.
Answer me this. Why is this down in space? Where's down? Where's down in space? What does that mean?
You never been to space.
Why is this person
Nobody's been to space. So you don't know what is down in space.
No. Stop.
You're taking shit. You're taking somebody's word for it.
Here's a guy that you think is upside down, right? Here's a guy standing right here.
I'm telling you now, Godfrey.
Pulling him down. Why
Yo,
would he pull him down?
Godfrey.
And to why?
Hey, Mike, we're gonna. Hey, Dave, thanks for you guys. We tried. I thought it'd be like a.
Are you cutting me out here just because this fucking guy can't?
No, I'm not cutting. I mean, it's not, it's not because I guess he's done talking. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Dave.
fuck you.
Oh, he's definitely done talking because he can't handle somebody who actually knows what he's talking about, tearing apart all the bullshit that he chose to believe from the Eric Dubé videos.
It ain't no Eric Dubé video, sir.
It is. You directly parrot every single thing that Eric Dubé says. Trust me, I've debunked all this shit. I know your whole script.
You ain't debunked shit.
No, I did. And that's why you're getting angry.
We on a flat plane. The water.
The race car.
We living on.
Card, right?
Wait, what? No flat plane. We're on a flat plane.
Oh, I thought I misheard you.
Yes.
No, whoa, Dave. Whoa.
Yo, tell your man something, bro. Like right now.
Okay.
Right now.
You can't answer.
Thanks.
You can't answer.
Thanks for coming, Dave. Appreciate it.
You guys really cutting me out?
I mean, it's not. We're not gonna get anywhere anyway. I thought it would be like.
We're not gonna get anywhere because he's a fucking brick wall that refuses to accept that there could be things that he doesn't understand, and that science isn't wrong just because
science is definitely word for it. Your motherfuckers been lying.
You don't have to take my word for it. I'm asking
and we're
very
not
simple
fucking with your
questions
lines.
that you can't answer.
We
right?
deal with
down is towards the ground.
Water always finds its level. Water must have a container. It cannot stick to the outside of a fucking ball, you fucking asshole.
Where's the container on rain, dumbass?
Water must always have a container.
Have you seen water in the International Space Station? It floats around.
There's no fucking International Space Station.
Okay, then how do they make
in outer space and all this fucking bullshit?
Did they
get the fuck out of here? There ain't no satellites and all this. Thousands of satellites.
And I mean, this shit is the conversation is stupid because a lot of people don't realize that clouds are water. Somebody gonna argue with that? I know some nigga gonna jump out there. They probably didn't really process what the hell I said. Clouds are water. Yes, they're moisture that's floating in the air that we call clouds. They're water. It's water also. Where do you think rain comes from?
Satellites, that's all some bullshit. Yo, bro.
Everything is fake
for real.
because
like,
I don't
seriously,
like it. And it hurts my feelings.
Who's the guest that you want? Because you know what I mean? Y'all can stay on with him.
I mean,
if you want to, it's up to you.
I don't study this stuff like you guys.
Y'all want to stay on with him?
No.
Y'all want to stay on with him?
No, I invited you here. So
what then?
You paid a couple tolls.
All right, so then
that's expensive.
I'm done with him.
All right, are we done?
Like, yeah.
All right.
Like, get him the fuck out.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Yo.
Wow.
See, bro.
That was. Wait, hold on.
Pretty good stuff, huh?
I wouldn't even say he's trying to cosplay as a nerd. It's actually worse than that. They try to cosplay as esoteric scholars. Esoteric scholars. That's like cosplaying as like a mage or a sage. Or some old nigga that you got to talk to in a canon event. That's an unskippable cutscene and shit. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. I put the link in the chat. You guys can hit the Cash App. We're almost 2 hours into the madness, dropping gems, man. on top of gems on top of gems on top of gems. You know, you guys are getting educational content from this show. It's not just no mudslinging. You know, we giving the game on today's show. All right, y'all hit the like button, support the show. All right.
Thought you'd like it. Apparently, Eminem crapped all over Jamar in a diss track once. I've never heard it, but I'd like to submit this exchange as one of the two most humiliating experiences.
And Jumar just dropped the damn album recently. He dropped the album recently. And he has some subliminals that going at Fat Joe. And it's the thing about black people. Black people would love to hear the conversation. Oh man, let's watch Jumar sit around and make an ass of himself or argue with niggas over FBA politics. But when he drops an album, don't support it. You know? It's the same thing like the Manosphere. Oh, let's sit around and watch Manosphere videos all day. Hopefully y'all supporting the people that y'all watch. All right? It's Player Talk Radio. Hit the like button, support the show. So, naturally, as you guys can see what happened with Jumar, he falls out with Godfrey. Because honestly, him up there, let me tell y'all something. This is why I said I would rather watch all of these niggas debate with white boys than black people, because it's too easy to debate with black people. Niggas are dumb. Niggas haven't done their research. It's just too easy, right? Once you start using ad hominems, you lose. So it's actually good. Because once that white boy call you nigga, he loses. Once you jump to the race card damn near as a black man, you lose. And I know brothers got more or should have more intellectual prowess than that. So we should be able to carry these conversations easily. Especially if we know our history and we're on the right side of history, right? Shouldn't be this easy. And if anybody should get somewhat enraged, it should be the other sex, not black men, not black people. At this point in history, finding out certain things about our people and race should be a relief. It should be a breather. It should be a what you call it, a weight off your chest. So the Jumar shouldn't have been easily intellectually handled like that, especially on a topic like this. And then he should have just backed up out of it. But at some point, he wanted to turn this into a race thing. See, that's why I was like, I would rather watch niggas that claim to be scholars go argue with the white boys, because guess what? As a black man, the same way if they say nigga to you and they get mad and they lose or lose credibility or whatever, the moment as a black man you really start bringing race into it, you damn near lose. You damn near lose. So it should be equal grounds for teaching, or it should at least be an interesting debate nonetheless. What does Jumar do? What does Jumar do? He blames. Let's go. Because he wanted to make it about race. He has to redirect the focus on he doesn't know what he's talking about with flat earth and his beliefs. Back to somebody is racist or other. This is why at a certain age in your life, your talking points need to be yours. Biting off Tariq Nasheed won't help you unless you're Tariq Nasheed. Y'all don't even know why people that you bite off say the things that you bite. I know why Tariq say the things that he says. But the people biting off of him that disagreed with him at first, they don't know why. Lord Jumar didn't agree with Tariq Nasheed at first. If I remember, Tariq used to give Lord Jumar his flowers on Vlad. But Lord Jumar, I think, said something about Tariq being a pimp. And that we can't allow women that are degrading our sisters into certain spaces, sacred spaces. Umar said the same thing too. Because all of a sudden, Tariq Nasheed is like this disrespecting black woman pimp. These people flip-flops. And if politics, logic, and time hasn't showed you that you can't follow them, you a new fool, man. That Hotep shit, there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm going to keep it 100 with you. It's a phase at best. And it's not a group project. So I don't know why you have a whole bunch of people gathering around talking about it. It's a phase. It's an individual phase. It's a phase that you go through when you individually do some of your research, go back to a group, realize how wrong they are, how much they don't know, detach yourself, and then continue to educate yourself, but ride out the phase. It's a phase. That's all it is.
Okay, y'all saw the bullshit that happened on Godfrey's show with, the fake professor. And I'm going to tell you, I can't too much into detail about this right now because I think there's some things going on. All I could say is,
yeah, and like I said, me and Tariq have the same mentor. Shout outs to my brother Bud. Double dose, 2 D's, a double dose of that pimping, man. Is my video flagged? Somebody flagged my video? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. And support the show, y'all. All the stuff I got to go through just to bring y'all content. Support the show, y'all. What's going on, Gail? Shout outs to you. I saw the video. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. She wasted the court's time. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Like button, y'all. Support the show. Let's get it.
I apologize for showing. To all my flat earth people out there, this changes nothing. Although I know I made myself look bad from being out of sorts for many different reasons that I can't necessarily get into at this moment. But I definitely was not myself that night. And I thought certain people were my friend. And you don't want to believe that your friends would do certain things, but
wait until niggas start lying. That wasn't me, y'all. That was AI. I was asleep on the couch, y'all. I wouldn't think my friends would turn on the Lord Jumar AI bot. That was not me.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. But yeah, I was just not in my right state of mind. I ought to see me lose my cool. Yeah, that's what happened. I lost my cool. I let this sucker bitch, pull me into some shit. There's a guy on the show that used to be an ex-pimp, and, since he couldn't best me the last time, he did what a pimp does, and he got a bitch to do his dirty. And
oh shit. Hopefully he not talking about Dante, because Dante was never a pimp. Dante, and he wasn't saying that shit in front of Dante. Dante a big ass dude. Dante was not a pimp. Dante is a gigolo, or was a gigolo. My bad.
That's what happened. Godfrey didn't sell you out for a debate. That wasn't a debate though. That was a setup. Like that was usually in debate you have somebody who's neutral. You know what I mean? Yeah, but everybody in that room was in on some shit. They were conspiring, and it's all good. We're gonna deal with it. Peace, Lord. I think Godfrey set you up because he knew it would go viral. Yes, people are very desperate for attention, and they want to get their thing popping. And it's a shame that people that you thought you could trust would sell you out for a couple of views. Well,
check this out.
Congratulations.
I'm highly upset on his pie. He should be upset with himself. He should be upset with himself. He should be upset with himself. Lord Jamar should be upset with himself for he fucked up. He didn't want to debate the guy fairly, and you upset with what? No one forced you to come on a podcast. Nobody is forced to come on a podcast.
See, and this is gonna turn into tether babble. And I'm gonna tell you the truth: the last people you ever want to beef with are comedians.
Okay, nobody's forced to come on a podcast. So we're grown men. What are we talking about? Nobody forced you. I asked you, hey, you should debate. And he says, oh, people just want to get views. Yeah, that's the purpose of being on a podcast. It's no different than a TV show. You need people, you need viewership. All of this is about viewership. Reality shows are about viewership.
Godfrey getting tired of him. Usually he's somewhere joking and shit like that. Godfrey getting tired of him.
Football, basketball, viewership. All they care about is views. That's revenue. Yes, Joe Rogan is Joe Rogan because of viewership. Mark Maron is Mark Maron because of viewership. Theo Vaughn, viewership. It is what it is with Cameron and Mace, viewership. Joe Budden, viewership. Charlemagne, viewership. What kind of obvious shit are you talking about? You just here for viewership. Yeah. Lord Jamar said, I set him up. Really? I set him up because you didn't have anything to back up your theories? That's not my fault. That's not my fault. Set you up for what? Oh, you set me up. You showed up. That was a setup? Come on, stop.
So we might hear a podcast. Oh, that's all them tethers do. They align with the boys and gang up on FBA. You said Godfrey is bitch made. We can't blame Godfrey for this. Come on now. Y'all can't just see that and then say, oh, man, Godfrey did. No. Godfrey didn't tell Lord Jumar to walk himself into a fucking... Okay, but a lot of y'all niggas gonna simp for Joy Taylor also. What's his name? Jason Whitlock was simping for Joy Taylor. Shit, a lot of these dudes were simping for Kamala. %80 of niggas voted for Kamala. Y'all hit the like button, man. Support the show.
Stop, man. That's silly.
This is ridiculous.
That makes no sense.
Thank you, Gail.
That makes no sense, yo. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. You know? I still like Jamar. I never hated Jamar. I've known Jamar longer than you. I'm just saying that he called out my name.
But see, Ghostman Kang, that's who these FBA people are imitating. And they don't even give them credit because they don't even know who. That whole stay on cold bullshit came from Neely Fuller. Shout outs to my brother Neely Fuller. And yeah, I think people should stay on cold, but like I said, most debates should turn into teaching sessions. Like people shouldn't get people shouldn't be surprised if halfway through a debate it turns into a classroom/learning session. Because that's what happens. A lot of times in debates, new information is presented. So the fact that one might quickly escalate into a learning session, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you just gotta be just willing to learn. Most people are just willing to fight. Oh, I'm right and you're wrong, and wherever you got your sources are is wrong. You know, debates should easily turn into teaching sessions. Easily. All right, let's go.
And called out my character, which was incorrect, and I'm going to change that. But yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about my character.
There you go. Shout outs to War Master in the building. War Master said new channel name. I'm experimenting with something. I gotta check something out. We got another channel that we might go to very soon, y'all. I just gotta make sure the coast is clear from a couple of people, and we'll be over there, and we'll be back on Rumble. Oh man, War Master with the smoke. Foolish Black Americans. Uh-oh. Wait until we get to this next segment, War Master. I got you, bro. Shout outs to War Master in the building. He said, new channel name. Next thing you know, Cuda will make a gaming channel. Got one already. See? Ahead of the curve. Flat Earth, y'all. Got a gaming channel. And it might have actual games that that don't look like a loading screen. No, man. I got a gaming channel. It's called what's it called? Game Junkie Reacts, I think. I don't really have that much videos on it, but I think I did upload some gameplay video over there recently. But we're getting back into gaming this year. So definitely shout outs to like button, support the show, because that's where I'm leading the channel back to. But YouTube is trying to get my ass up out of here before I do all of that. They were like, oh, they're still messaging me. Upon further review, you can't monetize your channel. I'm like, nigga, I do not even give a fuck about that. Can you just show me how to get my? That's what they do. They mess up your live. They mess up your channel and your live streaming on the back end, and the audience don't care. They just want content. So you really have nobody to talk to about this issue, and they're not trying to help. You know, so they flip the switch, and they're like, "Oh, well, stop this guy from going to StreamYards and stuff. Make him only be able to go live on YouTube, which is horrible compared to all of those other websites. So we can keep tabs on them. Because for some reason, everybody can share their screen and critique and report on certain things, but when I do it, oh, he's not adding enough commentary. Oh, this is not fair use. And the whole time, my ass is sitting up here talking. Yeah, we're going to do all the games. So definitely, y'all hit the like button, support the show, turn the show up. As always. But wait until we get into the Charleston White. We about to get into the Charleston White part. Oh, War Master, you going to love that. You're going to love that. All right? And one of the guys that I see going in on Tariq, he replied to one of my comments recently. So hopefully he find himself over here for that conversation. We're going to get into it. Because they say Tariq Nasheed is ducking Charleston White. And I'm not going to lie, Tariq smart as hell not to respond to Charleston White. Charleston going to take it to a place Tariq, or it's not in his best interest. And honestly, with these FBA guys running around, they're the only people giving Tariq hope, because Lord Jumar tried it, and look what just happened. You see how that happened. You see how that turned out. So, shout outs to my Black Americans, because I'm going to tell you the truth. 70% of them are not on the internet, and they don't refer to themselves as founders. They don't. The real foundational Black Americans do themselves. Now this shit went the fuck up. Hold on. All right, now we back. Like I said, shout outs to my real foundational Black Americans and the 70% of them that's not on the internet, because real foundational Black Americans don't call themselves foundational Black Americans. And none of them said anything about them owning it or Tariq Nasheed trademarking it. Nobody's made an argument for that, because, you know, somebody will say, I know somebody will say something stupid like, oh, well, it's good that Tariq Nasheed buys it. Manosphere a couple years ago with somebody buying it. You know how, like, after a while, everybody in the Manosphere, remember on the third shift, everybody in the Manosphere was getting scared. Oh my God, somebody's trademarking the Manosphere. So what's going to happen to our videos? Can we use the Manosphere? Can we call it the Manosphere? Somebody's buying the Manosphere. And Black men was happy that they I guess they quote unquote stole it or bought it before Angry Man got the rights to it. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember how y'all was running around with your like chickens with your head cut off? Because niggas didn't understand what the hell was going on. Remember that? Maybe I got to go find that live stream. Remember when O'Shea came out of nowhere and say, I will personally stop you from doing that? And it had nothing to do with him because he's not Black Manosphere. Remember, he's Negro Manosphere. All because he didn't want Angry Man running something. So he will put his efforts into stopping niggas, but he won't put his efforts into helping niggas or putting niggas on top without getting jealous. Or am I saying too much? So Lord Jumar is just biting off of guys that he's listening to, and it didn't help him out. Instead of saying, I kind of was just regurgitating some shit I heard that I didn't do my research on, went on a podcast show, got schooled by a white boy that wasn't Destiny, and ended up looking stupid as hell. And now, instead of owning up to it, that I got schooled by a white boy, because you know your pride won't let you get your pride won't let it get the best of you. You're gonna turn on Godfrey, and we're gonna hear that tethers have always sided with the white man to bring down the black man. We're gonna hear all that goofy shit. Let's go.
Being questioned,
as he's talking to those other goofy ass.
Note how I'm masterfully breaking this down with no gimmicks. Note how I'm masterfully breaking this down. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. It's Player Talk.
As flat earther, goofy white. Like, yeah, listen, I don't have a problem with that, but don't tell me Dante is a pimp and he tried to. You all don't understand his ilk, man. Right. Dante doesn't talk a lot. He knocks dudes.
He knocks shit out. I know Dante, and shout outs to my brother Dante Nero. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal. And shout outs to whatever's left of the Beige Phillips show. Dante just be knocking shit out. I knew about Dante before I saw him. I was listening to Dante for years before I saw him in DC. All right?
Straight into comas. So y'all keep talking all that smack, but when you meet Dante in person, you be mad quiet, like, oh, I didn't know he was that big. You go, oh yeah, he's a
pause. Dante's a huge nigga. That's a big nigga. That's why when Jamar was there, I was like, yeah, Jamar, he kind of piped his voice down a little bit. Now I get it. Dante's like a geeky kind of nerdy guy. He'll nerd out with you. But nah, man, y'all, nah, Dante not the one to play with.
Fatma, okay.
You said if you get schooled by destiny, you have no substance and should be put down and should put down the mic. Not put down the mic though. Since if you debate destiny, destiny's not dumb. You know, and that's the thing about dudes that's not dumb. They do a lot of dumb shit. You know, because you know, and then sometimes they do that as a debating tactic. You know, if you think you about to debate a nigga with blue hair and shit, you're not gonna take them seriously, and then you end up getting your ass handed to you, and that makes it even worse. You know, so that's why sometimes guys do shit like that. You know, niggas start coming with the jokes and shit. Like, nigga, I ain't about to debate Sonic. Tell that nigga to dye his hair back before we start debating. I'm not about to debate fucking Knuckles and shit.
Hey, y'all talk all that smack though, but if you saw him in person, he don't talk. He's like, Bing. I'm telling you, I'm just trying to tell you. You can talk all that smack behind your computers. I'm just being honest. Yeah.
Shout outs to Dante Nero and all the big tall dudes, man. Back in my fighting days, I learned the valuable lesson. Do not fight a nigga that got walk wind. Yes, I made up that word. Do not fight a nigga that got walk wind. What I mean is, if he walks up to you and a slight bit after he walks up to you, don't do it. Don't do it. And you shiver a little bit, don't do it. That's like fighting Smoke from Mortal Kombat. Don't do it. The tall niggas don't treat gravity the same way, vice versa.
That dude's as strong as a what? So anyway, my thing is, and you know, and yeah, and it's like we're gonna clear the air about how we felt about this, and I'm going to show footage of that episode again. I'm going to show it,
especially
so because
especially black ones. I don't know why they got black tall niggas fucked up. Cause anyhow you a black man and tall, you are a part of, or you would have been a part of the warrior class. A lot of niggas got to learn how to be humble giants. So by the time you start to pick a fight with niggas like that, bro, that are humble giants, and they're like, look, I don't want no problems. But if you want to fight, I'm gonna say no problem. You know? Them the niggas you need to avoid with this bullshit. How do you go from losing a debate with the white man to fucking talking about how Dante's a pimp? And this is what I was telling y'all back in the day. Don't believe all of the Hotep rappers about their version of rap. A lot of the Hotep dudes did not like rappers like Eazy-E and some of the, you know, even fucking MOP and all the mother, they didn't like certain rappers because remember those Hotep rappers were simps. Those Hotep rappers were simps. So they called that type of music. If you said anything or disparaging, this is made that song the way he did. Go listen to Common. I played it on the channel not too long ago. Go listen to Common. I Used to Love Her. We was talking about his love for hip hop and what she's doing. Now she's a gangster rolling with gangster bitches. Hotep niggas had a disdain. Hotep niggas got a disdain for any type of rap other than conscious rap. But the funny thing is that a lot of Hotep niggas, they never supported conscious rap. Go listen to Common's song, I Used to Love Her. You will get all the information you needed there. Oh, a lot of New York hip-hop purists went through a phase where they were disappointed in hip-hop. And what a lot of y'all can't grasp right now, and I know this more intimately than most because I'm a DJ and I know what I'm talking about. This a lot of y'all purists in New York and stuff like that, and people up north and in the East Coast, they didn't expect the South to have hip hop this long. You know, the South was supposed to get their little 5 years, boom, bop, boop, bow, and it right back to New York. New York did not expect the South to have a handle on hip hop for this long. They thought they were going to get the microphone back. The South said no. Hip hop's even in a weird place right now. They don't know if they want to give it to Memphis, Detroit. The DMV fucked it up. They don't know if they want to go back to West Coast. Kendrick is holding things down, but, you know, his following is fake. Roddy Ricch, I don't know what the hell's going on there. And I'm going to say this. The South, Atlanta, Texas, even the Carolinas, they've had more genres. They introduced more micro mini genres in hip hop than New York ever could. New York is a specific type of hip hop. Esoteric hip hop. Nothing wrong with that. If you're a purist, yeah. But the South, the dance music, the different type of rapping, the offbeat rapping, all of that stuff, the South introduced more sub-micro genres of hip-hop than New York would ever tolerate or put up with. New York would just say straight up trash, garbage. Get it out of here. Crazy thing about where we at with hip-hop now is that those sub-genres, they have like a 2-year, maybe 3-year run, and then it's gone. Because of fast food music. So now losing its top spot as the #1 genre. And hip hop is being said over African house music. It's being recited over African house music with different lyrics and dances, and it's being called Afro beats and Amapiano. These people are rapping over Afro house music, and they get into a bag because they could call it a new genre in the new genre instead of calling it hip-hop. Burner Boy is rapping over Afro house beats. So is Davido and singing. Why you think Drake and Tory Lanez and Andre in here so you can vouch, and niggas from Canada to a certain degree are survive if they rap are surviving this wave right now? Why you think that? Because they use a little bit also in certain places in New York and in Canada. And they've incorporated rapping and singing. What does Davido do? He raps and sings. What does Burner Boy do? Raps and sings. You got American artists going over there working with him. Gunna was just over there. Gunna, before he got locked up, was dating Chloe Bailey. Now Chloe Bailey's dating Burner Boy. Even the females of hip-hop and R&B is going to Afro beats. Ira Star, Tyler, Rema, Twala, Wizkid, all of them, even Chris Brown. All right, let's get back into it.
He's like spewing stuff about me, which is not fair. It's like, wait a minute. He told me to take it down. I didn't even show it. I said, okay, that affected my money. You know, he told me to get rid of the Dave dude. I did that, all that. And then you're saying I set you up and you fucked my episode up.
War Master said, I agree. Destiny is not dumb. He talks fast and knows so much that that isn't so. Yeah. Destiny's not a dummy. I wouldn't call him a dummy. I know a lot of smart guys that do stupid shit. I'm one of them. That's because the best genre to make music is songs they can play in the club and have fun to. Yeah, but guess what? Hip-hop is going to bite off of Afro beats. If it already hasn't. I'm pretty sure it has. Hip-hop is going to bite off of Afro beats. Because it's funny. We're defending a genre that's built off of sampling. Keep that in mind. A genre that's built off of sampling. And then half the stuff that was, these are black people saying, man, I'm gonna sample this rock song. So his intentions was to sample rock music. But these are black people that hasn't done their homework, so it's not like him saying, hey, you know what? Rock music is our music also, so they shouldn't mind me sampling it. No, his mindset is I'm going to sample them white boys because he hasn't done enough history to realize that black people invented rock also. And hip-hop. He samples them maliciously because there's two sayings in music. The first saying is good music is borrowed. Good music is borrowed, but great music is stolen. Niggas was sampling with the intentions of stealing and concealing. They just did a whole hit piece on Mobb Deep trying to figure out where Havoc got the sound to create Shook Ones. Where did he sample it from? Is it we do all kinds of stuff as producers. We warp shit. We change the key. We reverse it. We add shit to it, so you don't really know where we sample it from or where we got it from. That's to confuse you and the algorithm. Not the algorithm really, or really the listener, because most listeners don't really have an ear like that. Some people can hear it and pick it up, rhythm wise, because a lot of dudes didn't, do music theory. So people that do music theory, they can kind of pick up certain notes and be like, oh, that's where he got it from. But now, since music is changing, right? We have things called a stem player now. Not even a stem player. I have a stem player from Kanye. Shout outs to Kanye, because I mentioned him before. And then when I was telling y'all guys about this shit, y'all wasn't listening. So, and showing y'all all this stuff. What AI is doing right now is they're doing stem player. They're using stems. No, a lot of people don't know what the hell stems are. But it kind of it reverses what the NPCs and the PCs and a lot of the machines that we use. What it does is it'll isolate certain things. So it'll be like, oh, you sampled Michael Jackson's song, but you only sampled the drum line. When we separated his vocal percussions from all of the stuff going on, we found the same drum line that's used in your song. So we can copyright you, or hell, can take you to with a claim. You know? That's what Marvin Gaye, that's what his family was, And see, the families, they're just looking at it as a payday. The families, they don't really know too much about creative control. The families, they don't know too much about distribution. They just look at it as a payday. The families, they don't really get too deep into keeping someone's legacy going. They don't really understand contracts and things like that, and likeliness and stuff like that being used. They really don't understand any of that stuff. So Pharrell got sued. A lot of people got sued. Even things that that Marvin Gaye wouldn't have done if he was here. But you're not talking to Marvin Gaye. You're talking to his estate. And if you want to sample certain things, you got to clear it with his estate and get proper credit. And what I was telling y'all for granted when I was telling y'all about Pearl and them three, and how recording deals work, how you need points, and how you need your creative control, and how you need to own your or at least have raw master recordings of your work. But in Negro fashion, the Negroes don't know shit in a lot of cases. And Negroes are allergic to record deals. So let's get back into it.
And you walked off the set on my set. So I've never done that to your podcast. You shouldn't have showed cowardice. No, I didn't show cowardice. It wasn't cowardice, Mac. It wasn't. It was called being a friend. I'm not showing cowardice. That's bullshit. Keep your mouth shut. I didn't show cowardice. I said, that's a friend of mine, so I'm gonna take it down. Because that's what I do as a friend. But if he considers me not a friend, now I'm gonna show it. Because that's not fair. To be dogging me around others. Nah, fuck that.
Y'all, Godfrey on his way to be getting called a tether, man.
So I'm bringing this up now. I had to bring you in on this. So I'm giving my history of how much I respected Lord like that. And so he comes on the first time, used, It was, I said, man, there's a guy that was watching you. I think Dave, he's a Professor Dave. He saw your shit and he was like disputing you. He said,
clip here of him saying he gave an open invite to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay,
like,
hold on. I think you out of order, God.
I'm out of order?
Yeah. Mike, play the clip.
I'm on
which clip? The one where he challenges Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Which clip are you talking about?
He knows. Yeah, the one that with Neil when
that's what he's saying. Here we go.
Yeah.
Right. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You don't respect Neil deGrasse?
No, I would debate him in a minute.
Really?
Absolutely.
Damn.
He's an actor. He has
what
a
about
SAG
Terrence
card.
Howard?
Now, I like Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I think some things he says is goofy. But I wouldn't put it past him that he's smart, you know. Now, Neil deGrasse Tyson said the Earth is flat. I disagree with them. But see, me, I'm not sitting up here trying to debate if the Earth is flat or not. I don't care. And I've flown so many times to actually see and look at the curvature of the world. I remember one plane I was on. I forgot which one it was. But for some reason, the pilot just kept going up. This nigga damn near brought the plane so high in the sky that the sky started turning black. I'm like, nigga, are we going to space? I had my window open, you see. I'm scared. I'm like, shit, if we go any more higher, we're gonna hit the atmosphere. For some reason, I don't know why he brought the plane up that high. But I saw the curvature. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all hit the like button. Support the show if you are enjoying the show. Let's get into it. We got a doozy to cover on today's show.
Terrence Howard is a smart dude, but he's off too. Earth is a triangle. Let me explain.
War Master said, calling an astrophysicist, he said, calling an astrophysicist dumb is wild. Yeah. Like just but like straight up calling him dumb, you know? Straight up calling him dumb. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. So yeah. You said couldn't beat the white dude in a debate, but wants to debate Neil deGrasse Tyson. Right. This is why Vivek Ramaswamy said America has culture that celebrates mediocrity. Yeah. And that mediocrity is content, y'all. Y'all hit the like button and support content that at least gives y'all some mental chewing gum and gives y'all the real game. All right? Game on wisdom. Let's get it.
There's equilateral and there's scaling. It's not a circle. It's not flat. It's a triangle. You're all wrong. All of you mothers are wrong. And it's because I'm light-skinned that you don't believe me.
And see, this is why I say you don't want to debate with the comedian, because that's all they roast niggas for a living. If Godfrey starts imitating Jumar, which he probably has an imitation for him, he just hasn't put it on the show yet. That shit gonna be crazy.
So that's what he said during the thing.
He said he would challenge Neil deGrasse Tyson, and said that Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I happen to know. I met Neil, but I'm really tight with Chuck Nice. As comics, we know Chuck Nice.
He works with
does Star
Neil
Talk
deGrasse
with
yes.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's he's his co-host.
Yes.
So I hit up Chuck. Chuck hit me back and he said, listen, he says, look, Neil is swamped. There's no way I could get Neil on until maybe after February. And I was like, well, all right. Well,
which is fine. If Neil wants to come later, hell, it's Neil.
Right, exactly.
But shit, come February, y'all not trying to hear what the hell Lord Jumar is trying to say. He probably already fried himself into oblivion by then. And let me tell y'all something as a man, which is the craziest shit ever. Because we still haven't figured everything out, right? A lot of times, you know what we do? We put things in leagues. Like, for example, the Olympics is supposed to showcase some of the fastest runners on the planet. Why? Because we put them in leagues and we test them all against each other, and we find the fastest person we find the fastest person on the planet, right? But there's some random nigga in Detroit running from the police that's faster than Sha'Carri. That's faster than a whole lot of people that should have been in the Olympics that can beat an Olympic track star. You know? Oh, we showcase some of the best boxers in the world. They use some of the best equipment. We got some of the best coaches. But some random nigga in Maryland could knock that person out with little to no training. Why am I saying this? Because you got guys that be like, man, I want to debate the top, and then some random monk walks into the dojo and just obliterates him. And everybody got egg on their face. Don't put nothing past nobody. Man, and we got some politics to go over also, man. Trump done signed some orders, y'all. Oh man, War Master said Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy, and your damn Ramasexuals are full of it. You said America celebrates excellence. Michael Tesla, any billionaire of note, and other countless others. Excellence. And yes, y'all came up with the word Ramasexuals.
But I saw a clip with
God darn Ramasexuals.
Dave did a response video on
that's what I was talking about,
and the flat earth. But the first thing was, I want to debate Neil
deGrasse Tyson, right? And so
I was absolutely, and I said this to you guys, a little funny about letting Professor Dave debate him on your platform, because I was worried about the optics of a white dude.
But we tried to use a black man first. And right. My thing is
well, listen, you're not gonna win. It's like arguing featureism with women and shit like that. Dante, you're not black enough. Godfrey, yeah, you black, but you black like these. You a Tether, you black Dante. But you light skinned, and you black Godfrey, but you black like these, you black. FBA people have no other leg to stand on but to repeat Tariq Nasheed and walk you down the avenue to just call you a tether. Calling you a tether is supposed to negate anything you can or would say. That's it. Shout outs to War Master. Going in on the Ramasexuals, the Ramaswammies, the Ramasexuals. War Master says it's after 7 a.m. Have you seen your Xbox today? Who's the guy that does the Allstate commercials? I forgot his name. Are you in good hands? What's his name? I forgot the guy's name. Shit. What is his name? Are you in good hands? Fuck. I was going to say Denzel. He looked like Denzel, but it's not him. I forgot the guy's name. But yeah, I heard a lot of people are tired of Ramaswamy already. You know, it's like hot and cold. One day they like him, next day they don't. Then again, over here at Player Talk Radio, you guys in the audience, and a lot of people, even UFO Kamikaze, a lot of people have said that these are guys, these are like the Avengers. You know, Elon, Ramaswamy, and Trump. And I and a couple of you guys have predicted, like, yo, I wouldn't be surprised if they fall out over something. Ego-wise, you know? But I gave y'all the game. Look at it like this. You got to be nice to Elon because guess what? I mean, if the nigga wanted to, he could take over the world in a different way, inside out, with just the products that he makes. He could create something that will change the trajectory of the world for the next 30 years. Jeff Bezos, you better off befriending him instead of sending him. Crazy that America becomes like Asia in a way. Look at how Samsung, other communication companies, Hyundai, and all of these big companies run Korea. And they let the government stay there like, yeah, you guys can. We don't want that type of responsibility because we don't want shit to look bad. But yeah, we're in control of all of this shit, but you guys can be the face of it. One thing America doesn't tell y'all, that the rich knows, is that when you get rich like that, man, America comes to you. Actually, America's actually notorious not just going to rich people and asking to borrow money. America goes after its middle class and regular people. Yes, that little $10 that you have in your account, America, you better, America wants it. America, the bank, and they will take that $10 and invest it. And for a token of their appreciation, invest in the money that you have in physical paper. They just print paper. They don't give a fuck. Oh, now all of yes. 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 Now all of a sudden, when I'm telling y'all the right shit, my signal goes. Yes. Right on time. Y'all hit the like button and support the show. Now all of a sudden, I'm telling you the truth and what banks are doing with your money, my signal goes out. Very interesting. Absolutely, War Master. Absolutely. Didn't want to say too much. And there goes my signal again. Censor that. War Master said Samsung and the other company in government. No, they run the government in Korea. They run the government in Korea. It's so bad that if Sam and certain companies in Korea, if they were to like stop operating or withdraw themselves, their economy would collapse. Because the government can't make up the hole that it would leave. My Korean friends telling me about the executives and the people there in Korea, how they beat people up, how they want preferential treatment, on airplanes and all kinds of stuff, and how they get immunity in certain. It really can't do anything about it, especially if like you're the owner of certain companies, if you're their daughter or you're their family. And literally, they raw pay people there. And I'm gonna tell you, man, meeting Korean people is a dice roll because some will tell you the truth of what's going on, and then some, they will hide it. And I don't blame the ones that hide it. I don't blame the ones that hide it. I remember when a lot of you Negroes was fucking impressed by passport bros, and you're like, oh, the women over there are so nice and they're so gentle and they speak highly and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. And I had to sit up there and jog niggas' common sense with certain things because they were just so lost in the idea and the imagination, where it's like, they're not gonna go public or go on record. See, here go. See, my signal keep going out when I'm giving y'all. No matter how bad someone's country is, they're not gonna go on record to talk crazy about their country. It's not necessarily like America. And then even then, not too many Americans go out of their way to talk bad about their country. But I think every American should go abroad and realize how privileged we are. Some of the stuff that I've seen people do, say, and stuff that I've lived through out here, I can't even begin to tell how privileged we are. I don't even blame the government for lying to the American people. Because to tell everybody the truth is to assume that they're smart, or is to assume that they can handle it. And in an ironic way, it's the same way with a lie. Because to tell somebody a lie is to assume they won't go looking for the truth, or is to assume they already don't know it. Woo, scandalous. How much game can you soak up in one day or in one setting on Player Talk Radio? My brother War Master said, I meant Samsung and the rest were created by Korean government. Yeah. But they make so much money and they control so much things that's out of their hands. The government will be dumb as hell to cross them. So you know what the government needs to do? They need to be friends with Bezos. They need to be friends with Elon Musk. They need to be friends with the millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires, let's just say, their country has produced. It's in their best interest. It's in their best interest because these people can, no matter what law they write in the order, no matter what they do, these people can just go into solitude and change the trajectory. You know, like, you know, it's fucking scary. And nigga, if I was in the fucking FBI or the government, I'd be scared if Elon Musk went missing. Because you don't know if it's on purpose or if that nigga's disappearing to go take over the world. You don't know. And usually you be thinking these people, man, these people ain't pinky in the brain. Ain't nobody thinking about taking over the world. Shit. And I'll give you the game on pinky in the brain. The reason why there was two of them because no one man should have all that power. Let's go.
Absolutely. And my thing is this: whatever the race is,
I'm giving y'all some good game today, man. Y'all hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. Support the show. This beyond mental chewing gum. This gristle. This pork right here.
Somebody don't agree with you, and so let's see. It's science. Let's see what happens. You know.
Right, but I said to you several times that I didn't like the optics of it.
Oh, right, of course not. Right, we got to get a black person.
Right,
and we tried, and
now let me do this. Let me wait till this thing comes back online. Let me do this. Let me wait till this thing come back online. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. Now, I don't know if people are living under a rock, but like after fucking COVID, hoteps and comedians don't get along. Hoteps and comedians don't get along. So, and players neither. Hoteps are wannabe players to a certain degree. Some of them end up being Nubian players and YouTubian players. Some of them end up being players by default. You know, with the Hello Queen and Grand Risings jargon. Finding hoteps. If you're a hotep after 2020, like a super hotep after that, can't take that from them. Comedian, somewhat red pill, purple pill. Patrice was straight up black pilled. But you're not gonna get along with no goddamn, you're not gonna get along with Lord Jumar. You're not gonna get along with no damn Lord Jumar. You're gonna just like back in the day, if you were Snoop Dogg, if you were Ice Cube, they're women bitches. Go ask a hotep about Tupac. How Tupac was pro hotep, poetic justice, simping at first, and then went to man, fuck a bitch. You are appreciated to man, fuck a bitch. Shit. Tupac's bitch like Too Short. Tupac starts saying bitch like Too Short. Tupac went from you are appreciated to fuck a bitch. What's going on, EB? Eric Black said, "What's do you think we wouldn't get along?" It ain't no reason to think. I know y'all wouldn't get along. I was here for all of that. Like some of y'all fail to realize that I was in the hotep sector also. Some of y'all failed to realize that I was in the hotep sector also. And some of the biggest simps Well, let me rephrase that. Some of the biggest players were simps. Like DeGenerate said, that accusation really changed him. Yeah. It only take one. All right, hold on, y'all.
And they weren't available.
And we wasn't available. But I made that step, and I only bait Neil deGrasse Tyson, so I'm always looking.
Shout outs to Fighter in the building. Yeah, Jumar got smoked. And see, a lot of people think that is easy, right? A lot of people think that is easy. Like, okay, I'm just gonna regurgitate some shit I heard, and due to my age, a lot of people aren't gonna think that I'm copying somebody, or they're not gonna challenge that I'm copying somebody. They're gonna say that, oh, he's an OG and he's an elder. He's not copying nobody. But that's what a lot of hoteps were doing. They were copying people. And a lot of hoteps never really asked where you cite your sources or where you got your sources from. The only hotep for certain reasons that I know that asked that, and why he asked that, was Polite. Was Brother Polite. Brother Polite was the only one. Polite was the only one. Brother Polite was the only one. A lot of these dudes, they ain't even real hoteps for real, for real. They ain't even hoteps for real, for real. A lot of these niggas are just some simp that thinks the black woman is God. Let's just keep it 100. A lot of these dudes ain't for real, for real. Ain't nothing to talk to them about. Because they're not even well versed in the shit that they claim that they well versed in. You said, so why can't you get along? I don't get it, but okay. I told you why. I gave you 5 differences. If the black woman is your God, and you have another dude over here rapping disrespectful lyrics to her and getting her to degrade herself, you don't see how those two people won't get along or have a disagreement? Y'all losing me now. I want y'all to put 2 and 2 together. Put 2 and 2 together, y'all. All right.
You know, for ways to build, you know, to make better content. So okay, let's do it, right? I did not know that it was gonna be a trash in the way it was a trash in, because I just assumed if you're that boisterous about your philosophy about flat Earth, right, that you
and Jamar is supposed to be a street cat. So why you got a street cat calling a gigolo a pimp? You know what you were doing. You wanted to call me a pimp in front. And hold on, and let me make one thing perfectly clear. Tariq's foundational Black American group and any Hotep group is not spearheaded by the men. It's not spearheaded by the men in those groups. It's spearheaded by. Yeah, my connection would act up. That I'm telling the truth. Male is not a man-centered group. It's a female group. It's mainly for black women. So again, like I said, that those groups are not spearheaded by the men; they're spearheaded by women.
You would know the talking points of at least.
That's what I thought that he would have. Is going to be
Hotep niggas just need something to transition into because their Hotepping ain't tepping right.
a good, and I was going to like me and you were going to like we're going to shut the fuck up and let them go back and forth, and it's going to be a nice volley. And then I just thought when we first started it, do we have any of that footage where he goes fuck Professor Dave? Do we have that? I thought we were going to show
that on. It's on.
Dave has
okay.
Well,
we don't.
I have a question though. I have a question. Sorry, Dante. Professor Dave, his response video before you guys had him on, was his response video like cordial? Was it just simply disputing what Lord Jamar was saying?
Yeah, he goes because he battles flat earthers all the time. They come at him, and he'll go against 5, 6, 7 of them coming at him.
And see, that's the worst thing ever. And it's gonna start happening to more content creators. Let me tell y'all what's gonna happen word for word. Word for word, they listen to people like us. They steal our vernacular. They steal our vernacular, and they steal our vernacular, and they steal all of our talking points, right? Steal all of our talking points. Then they end up finding somebody that's used to debating people in our sector. So guess what? The person that you're debating with the talking points that you stole, they know all your pressure points. You don't know any of those pressure points because you stole. You see what I'm saying? They know what traps to check. They know the pressure points. Okay, you want to argue with me about 50-50. So what is the core premise behind the conversation about 50-50? Do you know the nomenclature? Where did it come from? You know, yeah, they know how to counterpunch because they know what you're gonna go for. Because you're not even dancing with your own dance moves. You're dancing with something that you stole. Like you're trying to A-Town stomp and you don't know how to do it. It's like, oh, you're trying to do this. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't steal before you go try to debate somebody. Thank you, Gail. Shout outs to LT, man. I got his commercial sitting by. I can't run nobody's commercial or anything because of YouTube. But it's like some Willy Wonka type shit. You stole the sippy juice. Good day, sir. Sir, I said good day, sir. I said good day. You're a thief. It's hard to beat a Tariq Nasheed in a debate because he's using his own material, but it's easy to beat a Jumar because he's not using his material. Go look at the old shows. Go look at old podcasts. Go look at old episodes. The internet records this shit. Before you were calling yourself a FBA, so gun-ho as you are right now, what were you calling yourself before? What did you refer to yourself as before? Because the name that you should be called or should have had for yourself should have been like you should have a lineage name before you start calling yourself FBAs. Because niggas wasn't referring to themselves as that before. Respectfully. And shout outs to my real FBAs. You could never be mad at what I'm saying. And trust me, personally, I've put in way more work than any FBA that's a resume. My history is no mystery. You can call me. All right, let's go.
They'll curse him out. They go, they're real. They go, what the fuck you? Da, da, da.
Yeah.
He'll be like, no, you guys don't understand science. You don't know what the fuck you do. So they go at it.
Okay.
So he came at it as a
Era Black. Real FBAs aren't on the internet calling themselves FBAs. That's number one. The majority of real FBAs, they're not on the internet. So y'all have a damage control problem. Somebody, a lot of people, not even just somebody, in your campus, in y'all campus lying. There's not that much FBAs on the fucking internet willing to fucking debate. And if y'all are gonna go in and say, well, these tethers are coming over here and cosplaying as FBAs, and you have a whole bunch of cosplaying FBAs in your fucking circle, and it took a tether to point that out, man, you got way more problems than any tether y'all want to run down on. That does explain FBA. It's an online group. It's an online group. For the most part, the real ones are the ones that's going outside and putting feet to ground and putting belt to ass. Those are the real ones. But most of the real ones that I know that's going outside, that's putting their feet forward and putting belt to ass and doing things are tethers. Are tethers. When I was supporting Hidden Colors and Tariq Nasheed, it was Black Americans that was running with that bullshit. Oh, he's a pimp. Don't listen to him. He's hustling us. It was Black Americans. It wasn't no Africans and Nigerians. As a matter of fact, there's a Nigerian that damn near gathered everything, all the meetings and stuff, and was Tariq's side man putting everything together. What's his name? Ola. Y'all haven't heard that name in a minute. How FBA are y'all? Ola. What happened to Ola? That was Tariq's right hand. Ola or Olu? And shit, y'all, y'all definitely not ready for Charleston White. Give me 1 second. We're going to get to something. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me speed this up. Y'all hit the like button. Support the show. Hold on. Let me speed this up. Hold on.
Here's another person that thinks he did. I don't think, was he?
Well, okay, let me say this. Lord Jamal had not seen the response video.
Okay.
So
either way,
to be honest, they and shit ever, blah 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 blah,
which is fine. I think
blasting him, right?
but it doesn't matter because Lord Jamar never even saw that.
He never even saw that, right? So when they came on, we brought him on. He said something about you have to have. I'll debate. So I asked Godfrey because Lord Jamal, I've spoke to him a couple of times on the phone, but it's Godfrey's friend. So I was making the connection with Dave, and Godfrey was making the with Lord Jamal.
Yeah.
And so whatever was said, Godfrey would have to tell you. So go ahead, God.
Oh, when we asked him?
Yeah, when you asked him.
I said, yo, why don't you go against this guy named Dave, blah, blah, blah. He goes, okay. He said, let me think about it. He said, you know what? I'm going to come through. You know what I mean? And on his own, I didn't force him. I said, I think it would be a really good fucking episode that you guys go at it. People love debates.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they watch presidential debates. They watch debates like Candace Owens. The reason why her crazy ass is because she debates people, which I give her credit for because she will go against whoever the fuck. You know,
I don't give her credit for nothing.
Well,
She's a liar.
I'm just saying that's not the point. I'm just saying she doesn't run from a debate. Is what I'm saying.
No,
That's what
but she's a liar.
Yeah, I just said shit, crazy ass dude.
Okay, I want to before you say I don't want anybody to make the mistake that I think Candace Owens is cool on any.
I didn't say she was cool. I said she doesn't run from a debate. You just want to put your opinion in about her. That's okay.
But one of the biggest debates right now.
Well, they need other people. They need tethers to speak out against Candace Owens, because now, for some reason, black people have this love and hate relationship with Candace Owens, and I know why too, because she flip flops. He said, "All I know is who I am, and my black is at the top here in America. I'm dark skin tone. Both my parents and grandparents were African American." Well, you got a lot of FBA people that'll get on your head top for calling them that. You got a lot of FBA people that'll get on your head top for calling them African American. You said, I don't know how you get more FBA blacker or more FBA than my story. That's easy. Your story is somewhat common. Respectfully. Like actual black Americans that was here before slavery. Because the whole chattel slavery. See, y'all got to do y'all research. I shouldn't be here telling you this. Because y'all cut off the lineage and history things. But before chattel slavery, there was black people here before that. That FBA is leaving out. There's black people here that like seriously. Estevanico was in contact. The Moors was in contact with Native American Indians, and black Africans that were here. So a lot of Indians put the red clay on their face, or straight up have red skin. The melanin soaking in all that clay. He said, I have the ability to dictate who black. I have the ability to dictate who black and who not. And the world is trying to take that power away from me. Man, listen, I'm not even gonna get into that, man. Because half these niggas don't even know how black they really are. I'm not gonna get into that, man. And Fighter, you are correct, and I've talked about that millions of times on today. On these shows, and niggas just act like they don't hear it. The black people were some of the first we were the first conquistadors. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those, the Keys of Florida, Hispaniola, Haiti, Jamaica, the Gulf of Texas, all of that, with all black people were there. So if you can't even get niggas to go to Africa, you can't even get niggas to go to Africa to go find their fucking lineage. These niggas ain't going to no motherfucking Florida or South America to go see about their lineage. All of your ancestry and a lot of y'all lineage is in South America, in Colombia, in Mexico. Y'all don't go to those places for that. Some of y'all haven't even talked to your fucking family in years. They throw up if they realize you on here talking that ancestry shit. You said, I'm talking about pure or original black. Nobody is higher than me. Era black, you have aboriginal, indigenous black people that were here before the FBAs. They were in America before America was even a concept. You have black people that have been here before FBAs. The reason why the FBAs have a case is because internet have been broken in that setting. Which international laws have been broken. You know, the one way that a lot of foundational Black Americans could tell and could talk about the international laws and things that has been broken with them was to claim Moorish heritage or Moorish status. Because technically, if you claim to be a Moor, more people than America owes you. So that's how they were getting in their claims. They were claiming to be Moors at first. Because if you claim Moor, then international laws and all kinds of stuff got broken. And then you got to bring in NATO and you got to bring in other unions. Like reparations wouldn't just be coming from America. And again, not saying you, Arab Black, but you're going to see me do this with a lot of people. I really don't care. And I'm not here to argue with a lot of niggas on the internet about their heritage, because 9 times out of 10 I'm arguing with 9 times out of 10 I'm arguing with a tether. Because when some of y'all actually sat down, when some of y'all actually sit down with y'all family, your mom will say, yeah, I'm part Guyanese and your dad is half Nigerian and shit. And y'all be like, oh damn. And a lot of y'all ain't even gonna have the balls to retract back to what y'all said to anybody. Shit, Lil Wayne the other day found out he was Nigerian. Lil Wayne is Nigerian. Can you believe it?
Is Earth? I don't know why, but is Earth flat or round?
Yeah. And so, because the flat earthers are there's some voice, but flat earthers are really like.
Shout outs to War Master. Yeah, Mansa Musa did send sailors down to the Canary Current. Yep. And the Canary Current starts near Africa, ends at South America. Yeah. Also, too, if you look on the coast of South America and Africa, like their coastlines still line up, which is crazy as hell.
Religion, like when people are like atheists or it's like they think that they are not believing in anything, but I'm like, you don't believe in it stronger than people believe, and you're trying to get us to not believe. It's the same thing.
And my thing is, it's because like Dante doesn't believe in God, but I don't go, well, why not? They believe whatever you want. That's it. First of all, the concept of God, we all were said there's God.
Arab Black, if you're claiming that you're FBA, you are not the here in America. There were African and Native American tribes that were here before the majority of FBA people. That's what are you not getting with that? And see, that's the thing, y'all. I want y'all to bring this up. Anyhow, you hear anybody arguing with FBA before the development of America and slaves being stolen. Black talking about something I disrespect people and the actual life that they live. You can't find me in the book because I'm alive. First of all, y'all don't know y'all heritage. Y'all don't know lineage. This is why I don't argue with the foundational, because y'all are. What were you calling yourself before Tariq Nasheed? Let's start there. What were you calling yourself before Tariq Nasheed? What were you calling yourself? I didn't say what you know. I said you probably don't know. I said I said it in general. I literally said 3 times, not just you. I said other people. I said the reason why I'm not going to argue with other people because y'all don't know y'all history. Y'all don't even speak to y'all family. The fuck? last time you went to go see Grandma Dukes? Respectfully, if she's still here. That's what I'm telling y'all. Don't waste your time arguing. And if you're a real FBA, you shouldn't even waste your time arguing. Claim your square. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Do what you need to do. You just, as a foundational Black American, you need to be mindful of the other people claiming y'all square also. Isn't literally, because I've been listening to Tariq Nasheed longer than the majority of the people that's claiming this bullshit. Isn't that what you what you're trying to avoid? Well, that's where you fall out with the FBA, because them FBAs ain't gonna claim you Arab Black. You keep saying your lineage goes back to Africa. That's noble, and it might be very true, but the FBAs aren't gonna claim you. You just X yourself out of the FBA camp by their standards by you saying that. Please pick up what I'm putting down.
Okay, cool. People who are atheists once believed in it. Yeah. You know, so what about the people that just are neither and just act properly or whatever? Yeah. I was taught there was a God, blah, blah, blah. My parent, I got God in my name. Yeah.
Look, Zainab, this is probably the first time Zainab's ever hearing that I'm an atheist, because I've never put it on her. I've never
exactly.
But see, that's the thing, though, Fighter. That's the thing, though. They don't even own the property that they claim to own. They don't even own the property that they claim to own, because if they were foundational Black Americans, then you gotta your housing, all of that shit need to be tax free. They're not even getting into all of that stuff. Hell, Charleston White and Cooking with Kaya got a fucking crypto and meme coin before foundational Black Americans. Nah, it's not me you got to worry about, Arab Black. FBA will kick your ass out for saying that you African, bro. They'll kick your ass out. You gonna get called tether. Arab Black said, ain't that a bitch, Arab Black? Imagine you, bro. You gonna be flabbergasted when you get called a tether, bro. That shit gonna take you by storm. I don't even know if you're gonna know what to do with yourself at that point. That will be the day you wake up and see what the fuck I'm talking about. You're gonna be like, damn, you know what? Cool. Saying you're not. I'm just saying that I don't care, and I'm not. Niggas got to prove that shit, and even then, I still don't care. Imagine being a real foundational Black American. You got a group of fake people calling you a tether. Boy, I'd be mad than a motherfucker. I'd be mad as hell. Y'all don't even know why y'all calling niggas tethers. Y'all don't even know what y'all trying to avoid. Imagine that. Man, hell gonna freeze over. Oh man, all right, you lost me there, bro. For your safety, Arab Black, stay away from FBA circles, bro. It's not gonna turn out the way you think it is, man. For your safety, stay away from FBA circles, man. Respectfully. And they will treat you. All right. Yeah, it's not Terror Squad, it's Tether Squad. Listen, y'all. hopefully we'll get a little bit more support. I wanted to go, but we're gonna do another show. We're gonna do another show because we're gonna in on Charleston White and what he had to say about FB. Actually, let me pull that up a little bit. We're gonna get back to this, but let me show y'all what y'all can look forward on the next show. And I need to support the show on air, off air, because you care. I need y'all to support the show. Hold on. All right, let me do this. Y'all niggas be playing around with that FBA bullshit. And y'all not even ready for y'all own people. Your own FBA people, like they were doing back in the day when I was dropping knowledge and stuff like that. Your own FBA people are the ones that y'all gonna have to fucking fight. Y'all not even smart enough. Y'all don't even follow y'all people. Y'all don't even follow y'all people long enough to realize that the main people y'all gonna end up being debating and fighting is gonna be your own people. You don't gotta worry about no fucking tethers. It's your own people. Y'all niggas gonna go from FBA to FDA, foundational dentist Africans, because you gonna have to pull teeth. Y'all not even ready for your own people. Y'all not even ready for the own ignorance that's gonna be coming out the FBA camp. But you want to make enemies with tethers. Check this out. This is what y'all can look forward to. I got a trick for y'all. Check this out. Check this out. And people want to run around and debate and shit. Paperwork. Check this out.
Y'all the weakest motherfuckers on. As long as y'all been known as black tutors, doing whatever black tutors do, all y'all do.
Oh, I'm finna do that, but
y'all ain't had now town hall meeting. Y'all ain't got together and done nothing for black people. Y'all just a bunch of weak, broke ass black people online, unknown to the world, and ain't never did nothing for black people. But just come on Twitter and voice your weak ass feelings. Get out your motherfucking feelings, nigga, and do something. Weak ass Twitter motherfucker. All these motherfuckers.
I gotta redo my Twitter, y'all. If I share anything, if I even go down my timeline on Twitter, I'm getting kicked off for YouTube.
Get out here just type it. We black Twitter, we FBA. Go do something then. Go to the black community, somewhere where you from, and have something. You niggas ain't giving away no backpacks. You niggas ain't doing no criminal justice reform. And you damn sure don't talk to the gang members when the gang members kill each other. Look what happened with Whack 100 and them over there, no jumper. You don't see now black Twitter coming out speaking out against the black on black violence. There's always trying to blame the white man for something, nigga. And without the white man, black people wouldn't be shit. Think about that now. Without the white man, black boy ain't gonna be shit. Where you gonna get a job at? Black Twitters can't give you no motherfucking job. And half you black Twitter motherfuckers poor in the motherfucking way. That's why y'all on Twitter all goddamn day. Don't know what to do. Don't know what to do with your mind or your time. Bring you up one at a time. What's up, Re-Ups?
Y'all not ready for this.
He don't want to talk. What's
y'all not
up,
ready?
What's going on, Charleston, my guy? What's going on?
Shit out here in New York City.
I want y'all to listen to these to a lot of the FBA cats. And if you a real FBA cat, like I said, you can't get mad at what I'm saying. You should be able to see it clear as day. They all say the same shit because they're citing Tariq Nasheed. The majority of them on the internet all say the same shit. They talk to you for time and waste your fucking time. So in a small amount of time that it takes for me or anybody else on Al Gore's internet to talk to them, and me and whoever else wakes up and realize they just said a whole bunch of nothing, wasted my time. Imagine if you follow the cult, how much time you're wasting. Because the only person that's going to make sense in the cult is Tariq Nasheed. Clear example right here. A quote-unquote FBA guy calls in. He going to say the same shit you heard everybody else say. Pay attention.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Same to you, man.
I'm not going to too much disagree with you, right? I look at it another way, right? I'm going to say as a foundational, right?
Look at this.
First, I'm new to the
foundational. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Y'all niggas need to have a blockchain or like some serial numbers that we could punch in on a database and be like, okay, I'm talking to somebody foundational first. Okay, what's your question? Niggas are a waste of time.
Foundational talk. What's the foundational Black American?
I got you. So I'm a descendant of American chattel slavery, right? I just call myself a Black American, but I hear what I subscribe to FBA.
I just call myself a Black America. Lord have mercy. These are the people that's representing y'all. Real FBA should be fucking mad. I know I would be.
Right. So I'm built the foundation of this country, right? As slaves.
What the hell are you talking about? That I foundated. Look, I foundated. How do you foundate a country? Y'all just making shit. This shit is too easy, man.
Built the foundation of this country, right? As slaves here, right? We are part of building the foundation.
We never been slaves. We ain't built shit. Don't start that we shit, nigga.
So
hold on. When the last time you grandfather?
My grandma died when I was what, about 4 or 5?
Hey,
about 4 or 5.
What's the eldest person in your family?
My granddad just died. He was 89, and my grandma is 86. She's still living.
Those two questions stop a nigga dead in his tracks. Who's the oldest person in your family? Nigga want to lecture you about elders and shit like that, man. Ancestors are my elders. What ancestors? What elders? Who the oldest person in your family? Me?
Did you talk to granddaddy?
Damn near shit weekly, every day.
So
right, War Master.
Have you ever heard granddaddy talk about what his grandparents built? Because we all slaves from what they say.
I got you, fighter.
Hell yeah. Right? Part of Reconstruction.
So let me just ask this, because I'm trying to get understanding. When
to my brother Fighter in the building, drop your link in the chat too, so everybody can head to your channel once we done here. Hold on.
People say we. Why don't you talk about their family lineage? Why do I always try to make it about all Black people? Why don't you just?
Because they can't talk about themselves and what they personally have done. They gotta hide behind other great dudes.
On your last name and what your family did, nigga, because most of our families ain't built shit. Y'all kill me with the we built foundation. We ain't built shit.
See, and the reason why they can't go in on Charleston White the way they want to, because they're not gonna take it to an ignorant place like he is. And niggas would like to be as ignorant as Charleston White. Don't miss that part. But the tether card is off the table. The tether card is off the table. And crazy as it may sound, I bet you Charleston White can prove he's a foundational Black American before anybody else running around here claiming that shit.
Charleston, when you doing your work before you hit big, right?
Yeah.
Because I know about you, right? And I respect the hustle.
Yes, sir.
Weren't you doing it for the community?
No.
Who you doing for your community?
I was doing it for juvenile delinquent children. It wasn't for the community. It was for kids who was like myself.
Underprivileged, okay.
Not underprivileged, juvenile delinquent, because I wasn't an underprivileged kid. My mother was well
just
off.
got a little trouble.
I was doing it for kids who was going into the juvenile system that needed to have better laws set for children, because America at the time was sentenced a 12-year-old kid to juvenile life without parole. So I was advocating for children to have the right kind of program to go to in the juvenile system. It didn't have nothing to do with the community.
Shout out to that. Yes, sir.
So I wasn't fighting for the community. For one, I ain't Jesus. I ain't Mohammed. I ain't trying to save everybody. I was trying to save children who were like myself. Absent father, going in the juvenile detention center. It didn't matter to me about the community.
All right, I get that.
Not even listening
So
to
some
him.
believe, right, in reparations, right, which this country has paid other people before.
Who have America paid reparations for?
The Japanese.
Okay, they dropped the Hiroshima bomb on the Japs, didn't they?
No, they had them in the internment camps.
Okay,
they had them in internment camps right here on U.S. soil, right?
So wouldn't you consider our reparations to be free public school education?
They dropped bombs on them, and then what happened too? And I'm in a country where they dropped the most bombs ever. Y'all don't do y'all history on that. I got videos on my page showing y'all that. Japan, every year in America, actually, it's coming up this spring. What do we have in DC every year and in some of these cities in America? We have the Cherry Blossom Festival. Where do you think that came from? You know, niggas don't like to read and shit. Where do you think the Cherry Blossom Festival and all that shit come from? See, Tariq know not to respond to no damn Charleston White. Respectfully, and I fucks with Flex. But Charleston will rip that man out. Now it's not even the time. It don't even make sense. Rip that man a new one.
Well,
they give us what
specific. That's not specifically for us, right? That goes to every.
I don't know, Arab Black. I've seen all foundational Black Americans say the same shit you say. Can't prove if you're actually really a foundational Black American. We can't prove that you're actually a foundational Black American. You might be a fan of Black people. That's cool. You might be a fan of them. But we can't prove that you're a foundational Black American. I don't know how to prove it. It is about proof. See? Nah, that's when you want some bullshit. See, you X'd yourself out. The moment you say it's not about proof, you done gave yourself up. So you might be a tether. That's not a problem with Blacks. That's the parameters. Foundational Black American is literally about lineage. That's about proof. All right, man, I got a headache, y'all. We'll 2-3 hours. We'll be back. It's Player Talk Radio. Thank you, everybody, for hitting the like button. Shout outs to War Master dropping this huge on the Cash App. See, this is why I can't do it. This is why I tell y'all, don't be careful arguing with people. It's not a game, Arab Black. You got to verify if you're Black. Nigga, I'm like, bro, I don't know. We can't prove if you're Black. You're like, man, take my word for it. No, I'm not going to take your word for it. You my brother. I fucks with you and shit like that. But look, I don't know if you Black. I don't know if the next 10 niggas that's going to say the same shit is Black. I don't know. At least you can say one thing about a tether. Because it's about who are you and where you from. At least you can say tether. We actually identify ourselves. You know? Because you're not identifying yourself by saying, hey, take my word for it. Nah, that don't work like that. FBAs and tethers aren't real. Being American is. Absolutely. I like that narrative. But I understand, I mean, with the the mixing in and the it's the illusion of inclusion, man. You put a bunch of people in the state of arrested development and stuff like that, they're gonna want to join a gang too. Even if they squares or intellectuals, they're gonna want to join a gang too. And that's the thing about America and American politics. As you get older, you have to identify themselves, and they're not even politically what they say they are, and we talk about it all the time. Shout outs to War Master, rhinos, So a lot of these dudes, I'm telling y'all, there's not that much FBAs out here, and they're not all on the internet. A lot of these dudes and women, because really the FBA is about women, a lot, and it's bankrolled by women. A lot of these dudes in FBA circles and stuff like that, a lot of these dudes are they're foundational Black Americans in name only, you know. My bad, y'all. You said I'm an elder. Well, you should already know what the hell I'm talking about. Because I'm not saying nothing bogus. I'm not saying nothing tetherfied. I'm not saying nothing like that. I'm just asking you to identify yourself. FBA's of a that there's tethers or people amongst y'all that that are infiltrating the space or cosplaying that they're foundational Black Americans. You would think there's an app or some shit like that where y'all go look each other up, or you register yourself or you register your family into that app. That's why the government really can't help y'all. Y'all are not put together. You know, where does that line start and where does it end? Like I've been saying this for years. I want to see foundational Black Americans get paid. I want to see people that put in the work get their just due and then some. But you talking to the white man at a fucked up time in life. You think the white man gonna give you all his bargaining chips that he barely has his hands on to put you ahead of him? You got life fucked up. So you got to start becoming like my brother Ethan said and War Master said, you got to start becoming unapologetically American and start leveraging your since you're already claiming American, the A is American, right? Foundational Black American. So you need to start leveraging leverage that shit to your fucking to your advantage. Go give Infant Tunde Baba Tunde go give Umar the goddamn money so you can put your kids in schools. You know, go invest in nigga coin or some shit. Cracking. But shit, don't worry about me. Don't worry about no tethers. Don't worry about nobody else. Y'all gonna get the most resistance from your own people. Especially because it's the same group of people that I've served for years and years and years. No problem. I have no problem serving Black people. It's a fucked up job. That's how I would ask it. That's why I that's why I say, hey, y'all hit the like button, support the show. It's a fucked up job serving niggas. One thing I hate to do, I hate to repeat myself. But it's turned into my occupation to a certain degree. Repeating myself. I really hate repeating myself. Did y'all notice what I told y'all earlier? Only had to play a clip from that white boy one time. Y'all got the message. This is some shit that's been instilled in us since the fucking slave farms. That white boy said something. Y'all got it the first time. Didn't have to repeat it. I didn't have to run it back. It wasn't unchallenged. It wasn't nothing. When the white man says something to Negroes is fucking law. Niggas got to say it about 8 times before you can think about listening to it. If you're fresh off the slave ship era Black, then you're not foundational Black American. Because to be an FBA, you would have seen all the other ships come in. So you destroying your own cause, brother. The more you keep speaking, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. So before y'all pick up something and claim something, do your history, and do your research. I hate that I gotta tell adults this, but again, Arrested Development. That was today's show. We'll be right back. We're gonna go in on what Charleston White said. Hold on, we're gonna let like 2 more minutes of this play. I want y'all to see what I want y'all to understand what we're gonna be talking about on the next show. And he's one of them. So they can miss us with the tether shit. All right, let's go.
Everybody.
Why do we need something specific?
Because this government was complicit in keeping you from building generational wealth. Right? This government
all of these are Tariq Nasheed talking points. This government was complicit in stopping you from building generational wealth.
Free public education school system.
I'm trying to
them excuses you making. Man, you nigga just that's the victim mind.
No, it's not a victim. I'm doing well in life. Very well, right?
So how can we say the government didn't do nothing to us, my nigga? The government haven't done anything to us. They gave our ancestors rights.
So you don't believe so you believe there's no systemic, so that you don't believe there's a systemic problem in America, right?
No, I know nigga with murder cases that's doing good in life, nigga.
So that's about 11% of the black population, right?
That motherfucker is not real.
What about the
I don't believe the government got no system set up for black people to fail. I think black people wake up when they minds and fail already.
Some do. Some do. Right. So what about the wealth gap?
Well, you say you doing well, but you trying to make excuses for other niggas who wake up to hang out on the block.
So what about the wealth gap, Charleston?
What wealth gap? I was able to come
the
on
white and black wealth gap.
I was able to get on social media poor.
And see, this is why I said it's ran by women. That's a female talking point. What about the wealth gap? Bro, you are a man. There is no wealth gap.
And make millions off social media.
Well, you the exception.
No.
Shout out.
We all can monetize. It's just some people just decide to scroll and look at shit. We all can get on here and learn monetization.
But that's not everybody's gift, right? Not everybody can be a Charleston White.
You don't have to have a gift. You log on social media anyway. You log on social media any day.
So I monetize, but not everybody is a Charleston White.
Listen, if you getting on social media and scrolling, you can monetize.
Okay, so again, we're talking about wealth, right? That's income. You make an income off that. Income and wealth are different, Charleston.
People wake up every day.
He just said, well, that's not the same argument because it's not about income. This nigga just said it's not about income, but he asked this man, what about the wealth gap? Oh my God. That wealth gap is not real. All right, y'all. This is too much mental babysitting in one day for me. We'll be back in 2-3 hours. Y'all get y'all popcorn ready. Oh, it's gonna be a doozy. We might have to go over the Rumble. We might have to go over the Rumble, honestly, for that, because I'll just be unhinged. So y'all let me know. It's Player Talk Radio. I am your gracious host, DJ Cuda, right back at the helm of today's show. It's Player Talk Radio. You said not everyone is Michael Jordan, right, man? I can't take this. And I fucks with Tariq Nasheed, but y'all killing that man. Y'all killing that man's narrative, man. Y'all killing that man's shit. I guess advertising is advertising, y'all. It's Player Talk. Peace. Rumble is life. Thank you, guys. See you soon.